Need your lawn looking its best? Then Clips and Cuts is who you call. We have the knowledge, experience, and passion to create the most beautiful lawns and landscaping for residential and commercial mowing, plus complete landscape installments, landscape design, shrub pruning, and tree trimming. We also specialize in hardscape, offering a variety of patios, retaining walls, water features, and even snow plowing during the winter months. Call Nick Ritchie to schedule your services today.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Are you looking for a solid career, job security, great pay, and rapid advancement? An important role with a global leader that invests in state-of-the-art technology, develops world-class solutions, and is committed to a cleaner tomorrow? Yeah, we have just what you're looking for.
Happy Halloween!
Nice look to Denbo. Beautiful behind the back move. Oh my God.
Need your lawn looking its best? Then Clips and Cuts is who you call. We have the knowledge, experience, and passion to create the most beautiful lawns and landscaping for residential and commercial mowing, plus complete landscape installments, landscape design, shrub pruning, and tree trimming. We also specialize in hardscape, offering a variety of patios, retaining walls,
it's not just
water
one if by
features,
land or
and
two if
even
by
snow
sea, but
plowing
both.
during the
Lex
winter
needs a
months.
win and some
Call
help
Nick
to make the
Ritchie
big
to schedule
dance.
your
For the
services
Arrows, a win
today.
puts them on the road next Friday night to face off with one of the region's best.
Instead of
A
paying for
loss,
some
and the
big-name
Arrows have to wait and
spokesperson,
see
Kasasa
how it
Checking
all
gives that
shakes
money
out.
back to you in
Welcome into
cash
Community
rewards.
Stadium on a
In fact,
football
just
Friday
bought me
night,
this
the
cup of
last of the
coffee.
regular
See how that
season,
works?
and it's not just
Amazing.
senior night for the Arrows, but an opportunity
Cash rewards.
to get back to the
Take back
playoffs
banking
after missing out
with
last
Kasasa.
season. The Arrows have made the
Are you
playoffs
looking
a
for a solid
remarkable
career,
11 of the last 18
job
seasons,
security,
and most of those
great
before the
pay,
large expansion
and
of
rapid
the playoff
advancement?
system. Right now, the Arrows
An
and Lex are
important
right
role
on the
with a
bubble.
global
Time for me
leader
to welcome in my broadcast
that
partner,
invests in
Tony Van Dyne.
state-of-the-art
Tony, the
technology,
Arrows aren't in a must-win situation, but kind of
develops
close.
world-class
Yeah, Ashland played really well last week
solutions,
against
and is
Worcester.
committed to a
Special
cleaner
teams got a
tomorrow.
touchdown. Defense got a pick six.
Yeah.
The offense put up a couple touchdowns. They did everything they need to do to get that 26-21 win against Worcester. Likewise, though, on the other side of the field, Lexington had a nice game against Madison, had a couple guys coming back from injuries that they lost earlier in the year. They did just what they needed to do to be sitting at 4-5, really looking at this Ashland Arrow team thinking, hey, with another nice win against a Division II team, you get some extra points with all the teams that Ashland has beat. Lexington is also right in the mix of maybe sneaking into the playoffs right at 5-5 and putting the Arrows in this precarious place of, we think we've done enough to win, but you have to hate that feeling of like, I'm not sure if we lose, if we're actually going to get in. So Coach Sean Cedar, I'm confident, is going to say, hey guys, we control our own destiny. We know how to win. Let's pass the ball. Let's run the ball. Special teams can be special. Let's get a win tonight.
Coach Sean Cedar in his fourth season, 20 wins to 19 losses. The Arrows 5-4, 3-3 in the conference. Thanks to our friends over at the OH Report if you're tuning in there as well. The Lexington Minutemen 3-6, 3-3 in the conference, coached by first-year head man Andrew Saris. They are 17th in their regional rankings, like you said, and the Arrows will receive to start, Tony. And how about the keys for the Arrows here tonight?
Yeah, Ashland has to continue just to play well defensively. They need to continue to stop the run. They kind of struggled with that the last couple of games against Mansfield Senior. They gave up almost 300. West Holmes had a running attack that went over 300, but they played well against Worcester. They need to stop the run early here and make Lexington be a passing team. On the other side, for special teams, nothing special. You don't have to give up big yards, but no special teams turnovers, no special teams fumbles. We've seen some muffed punts. We've seen some poor kickoff coverage.
Some issues with extra points.
Some extra points. So you don't have to do anything special, but also just don't give up a big play, and Ashland should be okay.
On the other sideline, Lexington, what are the keys for the Minutemen tonight?
Well, Lexington has to go back to the thing that they want to do, which is establish the run and run the football. If they can do that, they can open up the field and get their young freshman Brandon Fogel involved in the game. He had a great game last week, 2 touchdowns. He's probably better on the basketball court than he is on the football court, but when you're throwing to a 6'5" receiver out there, that he's going to be okay. The other key is you have to control the football. This Ashland offense can put up a lot of points. We've seen Lexington give up a lot of points. So the way that teams have been able to beat Ashland is by establishing the running game, taking time off that clock, and winning the turnover battle. Right now, Lexington, -10 on the season, have given the ball away 10 more times than they've taken it away. So tonight, they at least have to be even, if not positive.
Lexington trying to keep their tournament hopes alive. Last week did it with a 28-10 win over Madison. They need a win tonight to have any chance to be playing next week. A.J. Young and the Minutemen will be kicking off, going right to left in the white jerseys, purple and gold trim white helmets. The Arrows will have Colton Johnson, Landon McFrederick back, going left, right in the gray tops, black bottoms, and black helmets with some orange trim. It's on the far side to Johnson, who bobbled it at the 8. Now he picks it up, and he is smashed at the 15-yard line and brought down right there. The Arrows will be deep in their own territory here to start.
Yeah, a little bit of a miscue there, trying to just handle the initial kickoff, kind of dropped it, put it on the ground. Good job, though, just picking it up, making sure it's secure. He gets out to about the 15-yard line where Ashland will start. So no major return, but also no major faux pas so far. Gives the freshman here, the quarterback, Nathan Bernhardt, the ball here early.
Bernhardt, 4 of 7 last week, 37 yards, 35 for 49, though, thus far. 71% completion percentage, 4 touchdowns and an interception for the freshman signal caller.
Yeah, Nathan came in halfway through the game after a couple of interceptions by the Ashland quarterback, kind of settled the team down, didn't get any points, but had a couple of nice drives to move the chains and get the offense back on track.
And off to Spots, rumbles right up the middle for a gain of about 5. He's out to the 20, so a nice pickup on first down for the Arrows, who come in averaging 34 points per game, putting up a lot of points, in the Minutemen defense, Tony, giving up 28.
Yeah, kind of fitting in right into the strength and weaknesses. You know, Ashland used to putting up a lot of points. Lexington, not really doing a great job so far stopping teams giving up a lot of points, at least the first 9 weeks. Don't really expect to see them shutting out Ashland here tonight.
Trips to the near side, Twins to the far. It's a lob to the near side, little miscommunication, incomplete. Looking for Grayson Story around the chain at the 25, around that marker, but incomplete. And Bernhardt and company will face their first third down.
Yeah, couldn't tell there if Bernhardt what receiver he was actually throwing to. 2 guys running out routes, kind of threw it in between the both of them. Not sure if he was looking at one and then his eyes caught another receiver doing another out route, and he just kind of threw it right in the middle. But yeah, not really close to either receiver, setting up 3rd and 5.
Arrows 46% this season on third down conversions. Bernhardt hit hard as he throws it over the middle, incomplete. Off the hands of Story and one of the defensive backs, and incomplete. The Arrows will have to punt it away. I was going to give you the Arrows offensive line. Bryson Martin, Colin Karam, Riley Hammond, Hayden Hensel, and Andrew Briggs. They go senior all the way across. So that Arrows offensive line has played well this season, only given up a handful of sacks this year, only 9 sacks. That's almost 2 handfuls to be exact. But McFrederick comes in to punt it away. He's standing at his own 8-yard line. The wind has died down a little bit, but the Arrows are punting into the wind. He grabs the snap and boots it away. It's a low wobbly kick, bounces around the 48, 1 hop, and Fogel's going to let it roll, and it's downed by Spots at the 45 of the Minutemen. So the Lexington offense will come out. They have struggled to score points this season, Tony. 16 points per game, pretty even balance rush pass.
Yeah, and they finally found a little bit of success last week against Madison. They kind of went with a 2-quarterback system. AJ Young, number 9, we'll see a little bit of him. Also, Dylan Jamison, number 12. I think once you start to look at your record and you're sitting at 2-7, the coach begins to say, "Hey, guys, we don't have to play the same system that we've been playing." They kind of let it out a little bit. They got a little bit more creative. They had a little bit more fun. They played a little bit looser. Madison also struggling a little bit. So the Lexington offense looked a lot more dynamic last week than they have through the first 9 weeks.
Pistol formation, play action. Young rolls to the near side. He's looking outside. He's got Fogel caught in Arrows territory. Makes a man miss, and he's pushed out of bounds down near the 41-yard line. It's Harpster and McFrederick. The Arrows, Tony, starting all seniors here on the defensive side to start the ball game.
Yeah, a nice little gesture. All these seniors who have worked so hard, most of them, starting football all the way back in 6th and 7th grade, finally on senior night, getting to walk out there with your parents and also getting the keys to the game, at least to start the game off. Pretty nice there. Nice pitch and catch there. Nice little play action pass. Braden Fogel picks up 15 to move the chains for Lexington.
Clayton Fawcett on that defensive line with Pyatt. Truax out there on the edge. Shotgun snap on 1st down and 10. It's a handoff up the middle and a nice run there. And it is number 22, Cooper Dreibelweiss, who gets brought down inside the 40 and gets himself all the way down to the 36. I take that back. It was not Dreibelweiss. It was Mason Green on the carry. Number 28, 5'10", 200-pound junior, gets himself 6 yards on 1st down.
Pretty good run there for Mason. Almost more conservative than I think he needs to be. He was kind of covering that football right at the line of scrimmage. Really no Ashland arrow anywhere near him. But very committed, though, was Mason to not put it on the ground early. Likely he's had some problems in that department this year.
Fogel to the near side and a whistle and a flag before the snap. It looked like a false start or an offsides. The initial signal is actually offsides on the Arrows.
Offsides on the Arrows.
Well, you hear Steve Paramore telling us offsides, and that'll be 2nd down and 1, I believe, coming up.
Make it a 1st down.
Nope, they're going to give him the 1st down, actually.
Yeah.
Because he had 6 on the carry, so 6 plus 5 is 11, Tony. That's one more than 10, so they got the 1st down.
Man, you are on it tonight.
I am right there, my friend. I had a cup of coffee here right before the start. Single receiver to the far, single to the near, and it's an offset eye here for Young and company. 1st down and 10 at the Arrows 31. Young back to pass, looking downfield. He's going to launch it into the corner. He's got a man open and incomplete. Couldn't connect with Braden Fogel down near the marker, or down near the pylon, I should say. And you can tell they had an isolated one-on-one.
Yeah, they were definitely just looking like if they see one-on-one right now tonight with Braden Fogel, I think they're going to go for it. I think that's Colton Johnson. No, that's number 14.
Braden Long out there.
Yeah, that's at 6 foot, 165 pounds. Braden Fogel sitting there 5 inches taller already, likely with a better vertical jump already. So that's a matchup that I'm sure they will come back to over and over tonight when they see number 5 matched up just one-on-one with no safety over the top.
Number 5 on the near side matchup against McFrederick. Young hands it off to Mason Green over the right side. Gets inside the 30, but down at the 29-yard line. Gain of 2 and 3rd and long. Coming up, Grissinger in on the tackle for the Arrows.
Yeah, Grissinger leading the way right now for Ashland defense. I think 132 tackles. We could get a more specific number, but he's just kind of been everywhere, leading in solo tackles and assisted tackles. He's not a guy that's going to get a lot of the tackles for a loss, but he does a great job of cleaning up that middle. He does it right there just to set up 3rd and long.
3rd down and 8. Opponents against the Arrows this season on 3rd down converting just 33%. So Arrows defense has done a nice job of getting off the field. In the shotgun is Young. Play action. Rolls right. Looking downfield. He's got a man in the end zone. Fogel caught. Easy. Touchdown. Wide open. And that is a tough start. Fogel beats Harpster deep into the end zone, and it's a 29-yard touchdown.
A lot of crossing routes there. Deep crossing routes. Trying to get some confusion. Trying to give lots of time for AJ Young, the quarterback, to see if this is man-to-man or zone. Ashland clearly sitting in the zone, and it's hard to pass off those receivers as they're running deep crossing routes. Braden Fogel just kind of get lost a little bit. Finally, when Ashland discovered that he's kind of streaking down the middle towards that pylon, Fogel already is turning around and high pointing that football for 6 points.
Young will come out, or stay on rather, to kick the extra point. He does a little bit of everything. Waiting on the snap here to try to tack one on is Lexington.
16 for 16 on the season.
Ooh, low snap, good hold. Kick is away, and it's good. 7-0. Back with more after this on iHeartRadio.
OH Report.
School football on Fox First 1540, delivered by Truax Printing.
School football scoreboard on our website, WNCOAM.com. NC State, where the quality's high, the tuition's low, and you don't have to leave home to go far. Tony, tough start here for the Arrows at home.
Yeah, tough start. Nice little drive there for the Lexington Minutemen, going 2 for 3 passing, 2 rushing attempts for 8 yards, kind of making it look easier right now. Clearly looking for the freshman Fogel.
And A.J. Young boots it away into the end zone with the wind. No problem. Young's 8th touchback of the season. He's got a strong leg, and the Arrows will have their second opportunity here. First one was a 3-and-out.
Yeah, not a lot, even a way to get moving. You know, 1 running attempt, going 0 for 2 passing. Nathan Bernhard, the freshman, just misfiring on two attempts. Lexington actually bringing pressure on that 3rd down, bringing 6 or 7 guys, trusting their secondary to kind of play one-on-one with some of these wonderful wide receivers. And Johnny Metzger, Landon McFrederick, Grayson Stories had a great year. Not a lot of teams can match up one-on-one. So Lexington got it done, though, on that 3rd down, getting enough pressure in Nathan's face.
Bernhard in the shotgun. Twins left, twins to the near side. Little bubble screen to Sturry. Caught at the 17. He's out past the 25 and wrapped up at the 28. And a nice pickup on 1st down. Fagan in on the tackle for Lexington.
They're going to give him 9, just shy of the sticks, but a nice, easy throw. I like coming back. Good job, Cedar, on a nice, easy throw just to get it out there. Get your freshman quarterback a nice completion, getting Sturry involved in the game, also setting up 2nd and short.
On the Arrow 29-yard line.
Well, I don't know who 38 is, Tony, because I don't see a 38 on our roster for Lexington, so here we go already. Handoff to Spots on 2nd down and 1, and he's brought down in the backfield for a loss, back to the 27, maybe the 26. So that'll put the Arrows with a little tougher 3rd down coming up.
I think that's going to be Cam Crago, the 6'5" senior. He came on a blitz on the last play, had a nice tackle there. You have a 38?
I have no 38. Do you?
I do, yeah. Cam Crago.
Well, it must be a different number because I have him as number 10. And maybe I didn't drink enough coffee. So 38 is Cam Crago. My apologies to the Crago family. 3rd down and 4. Handoff to Spots on the draw, and he's not going to get it. He's short. He's wrapped up before the 29, maybe at the 28. And the Arrows with an early 4th down and long spot here, Tony. Well, 4th and long enough that it's a tough spot.
Yeah, lost 2 on that 2nd down play. Got 1 of them back, but still going to set up 4 and at least 2, maybe 3. So Landon's going to slide on back, bring in a couple of punt coverage specialists, and Landon's going to punt another one away. 2nd 3 and out here to start the game for the Ashland Arrows.
Not great, Bob. And Fogel standing back at his own 40. McFrederick at the 15. The wind has died down, so not much to speak of right now. 7:40 to go in the first quarter. Arrows down 7-0 against the Minutemen. Punt is away. It's short, end over end. Bounces at the 48. Fogel's going to let it roll. And it's still rolling. Down to the 36-yard line where the Arrows will down it. So 7-0, Lexington on top, and the Arrows coming off a little deflated. You can see some body language as they come to the sideline, Tony, not looking too happy here so far.
Yeah, we're just used to seeing this offense kind of move the ball, not at will, but, you know, Caden Spots has run the ball kind of successfully to start most games, so to watch him go, you know, for a negative run and then just for a gain of 1 is kind of different. We've used to see the offensive passing game kind of get started with some electric throws and some down-the-field throws. And Lexington's done a good job of just locking down receivers and bringing just enough pressure to get those 2 early 3-and-outs. And we talked about time of possession. This is actually playing right into Lexington's hands right now to get that offense off the field, get this running game back on the field for the Minutemen.
Fogel split far to the right. Man in motion is Mason Green. It's a handoff this time to Hudson Moore, who barrels forward all the way near the 1st down marker, right up the middle. Moore is big and strong, and he picks up 9 yards and gets to the 45-yard line. Hudson Moore, 6'3", 215 coming at you.
Yeah, that's a big boy right there, just running right up the middle. They use motion with Mason Green out to the flats, just with a little bit of eye candy to get those linebackers just to maybe spread out just a little bit. And just a little fullback dive. Nothing fancy, no offensive line pulling, just kind of blocking straight ahead. Again, this defense for Ashland has given up 173 yards rushing per game on the season. And here they go again, right up the middle.
Right up the middle, Mason Green, first down and then some into Arrows territory and some extracurriculars on the near side, but everybody's okay. Meanwhile, a first down and more. Ball going to be marked at the 43-yard line of Ashland. So a big pickup there of 13. And Cooper Smith on the tackle, 13 yards down the field.
Yeah, again, nothing fancy. Just Mason Green taking the ball, covering it up, making sure it's secure. He's a quick little guy, just like a dart right through that line of scrimmage and then getting dragged down by a couple linebackers, but not before he moves the chains.
Little thunder and lightning. Playing without Carter Newman here tonight are the Minutemen, one of their starting running backs. It's a handoff to Green. Legs still moving forward. Cooper Smith brings him down at the 42, and it's a gain of 1, second down and 9. Arrows have struggled against the run this year defensively, Tony, giving up 172 yards a game.
I said 173.
Oh, I'm sorry. I rounded down.
That's pretty good. I just did that from memory, just like kind of looking at some stats. So I'm impressed that I was that close. And I think actually those numbers are inflated by the Mansfield Senior game, 290, and then West Holmes going for over 300. And then Norway, my goodness, how many offensive or rushing yards did we give up against Norway with those 7 turnovers? So
tried to block that from memory.
If you take those 3 weeks out, the defense against the running attack hasn't been that bad, but still, it is the one weak spot. Ashland going to jump off sides here and get a 5-yard encroachment penalty. A little bit of confusion on the play, but officials do a good job of calling it in.
Yep, good job by the officials. Referee Mark McDonald, umpire Joe Stoll, line judge Mike Kidd, head linesman John Metzger. I don't think there's any relation there. And the back judge is Dennis Malta. One of the more experienced crews here so far, doing a great job here at home, Ashland Community Stadium.
This Ashland defense running a defense has always struggled on the boundary side, so the short side of the field, whether it's to the left or the right. The defensive end and the outside linebackers flip based off of field side and boundary side, and teams have had success coming to the field side, that short side, that little boundary side. Here they drop back to pass.
All out blitz. Young gets away from it, throws it downfield to a wide open man. Caught and pushed out of bounds is Cam Crago. And it's going to be a first down near the 20-yard line. They just keep moving the ball at will right now. The Arrows brought a jailhouse blitz, Tony, and that backfired. A.J. Young, really athletic, good basketball player, good athlete, was able to evade it.
Yeah, he does a good job of the play action. Sometimes guys do a play action with the ball kind of sticking out, just kind of like for everyone to see that you're play action. He does a good job of getting that ball on his hip as he's dropping back. So whether he's handing it off or he's dropping back after play action, he's kind of hiding it on his hip. He's letting his receivers have a little bit of extra time, making those secondary guys try to determine, am I run stopping or am I dropping back, that time using the play action.
Keeper, a little pitch forward to Mason Green. That looked like a forward pass, Tony, for your stats. Down to the 19, just a gain of 1. I would call that a pass.
I almost that's a run. We're going to see on a replay here on the OH report, but I think you're right, actually.
Thank you very much.
I'm going to give him a completion.
I can count on one hand the number of times that you've had to say that this year. So 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Lexington up 7-0 and on the move, threatening here in the first quarter to make it a 2-score lead. Second down and 8 at the 18. Young comes out in the shotgun. Pistol formation. Hudson Moore kind of up near the line as the H-back. Single receivers, Crago to the far side. And it is Fogle to the near side. Mason Green in the backfield. Handoff, Green up the middle. He tries to cut it out to the left side, and he's wrapped up at the 18, maybe a little bit more than that. The Arrows, Caden Pyatt and Andrew Briggs, I believe, in on the tackle. No, Caden Briggs, I'm sorry.
Yeah, just a little gain there for a 1 for Mason Green, going to set up 3rd and 7. Ashland defense has done a good job when they get into this position. When the opposition gets into the red zone, they kind of tighten down. The run defense kind of plays a little bit better. We've also had 3 pick sixes that have gone for over 90 yards this year, 2 here at Community Stadium, 1 last week over at Worcester. So the defense seems to really come alive once they kind of feel that threat of, hey, we need to really step up here to keep some points off the board.
Big 3rd down and 7 at the 17. Young in the shotgun. Arrows showing showing blitz. It's a handoff. Green. He's got more than the first down. He's inside the 10. Little stutter step, and he's inside the 5. First and goal at the 2. 15. Grissinger tackles him, but it's 15 yards down the field, and they dialed up the right call against the blitz.
Yeah, Coach Caleb Cox kind of brings the blitz, brings the outside linebacker and the inside linebacker. Unfortunately, it's blocked well by the Minutemen, which leaves a huge hole. No one there in the secondary, so it's not until he hits the safety and the free safety does Mason Green get pulled down on the 2-yard line. Now first and goal. Ashland really needs to come up with something big here, already down 7-0.
3:40 to go in the first quarter. Young in the shotgun. Green behind him. Twins to the near side. Single receiver to the far side. Hand off to Green up the middle. Can they keep him from falling in? It's close, and he's into the end zone for a touchdown. 2-yard touchdown run, and the Arrows are in big trouble early on, Tony.
Yeah, the defense did a good job there of kind of meeting him at the line of scrimmage. I thought they were going to pull him down, maybe for a gain of 1 or even for a half yard, but Mason Green does a good job of just keeping those feet churning. The offensive line just continues to drive, and that defense just not big enough and strong enough. The defense for Ashland has played well. They're quick and they're aggressive, but when you need that 280-pound nose tackle or that 240-pound defensive end, Ashland just hasn't created those guys. Like, they just doesn't exist on the roster. So that time, just showing the will and the effort of the Lexington Minutemen, still wanting to get into the playoffs, kind of wanting this game a little bit more than Ashland is right now at 13-0.
Young's extra point is up. And waiting for a signal. It's good. And it's 14-0, Tony. And this is, I won't say worst case scenario, because we've been in worse shape in this season in the first quarter, but this is not good if you're the Arrows. What do you have to do offensively to get something going? Because you need to come up with an answer quick.
Yeah, it really doesn't matter which way you do it, whether you want to run the ball or throw the ball, but so far you haven't been able to throw the ball. Just 1 for 3 for 9 yards. Haven't moved the chains that way. You've ran it 3 times for 4 yards, so you haven't moved it running the ball either. Really, time of possession is the thing. How much time has Ashland even had the ball between the 2 incompletions and a couple of quick runs? Ashland's probably only had the ball for 2 or 3 minutes here, and we're still under 3.5 minutes in the first quarter. So the offense just hasn't even had an opportunity to get into the rhythm. Nathan Bernhardt at quarterback here to start the game, going to have his 3rd possession. Needs to get something going, some short throws. Take advantage of the Lexington aggressiveness. I'm sure they're going to be feeling good. I would expect them to continue to bring some pressure early. So dial up a screen pass or something just to get a little bit of success.
Did you know, Tony, it's National Pumpkin Cheesecake Day?
I didn't know. Everyone gets a day, right?
Everybody. When is iHeartRadio play-by-play?
October 22nd, actually. So you're just a day. I know.
Boston University Eagles football game. Make sure you tune into that one tomorrow, 1 o'clock. Tony and I will be on the sideline with Dave Wilson and Don Graham up in the booth.
I was going to talk about how you feel about pumpkin flavoring and pumpkin spices.
It's overdone, but I do love pumpkin. Pumpkin scones over at Vine's Bakery.
Ooh, not a sponsor.
Well, excuse me. I didn't ask for anything free.
That's true.
So we're okay.
Yeah.
We're okay.
Give me a pumpkin roll. There's a couple of band parents that make some mean pumpkin rolls. You give me a pumpkin roll over pumpkin pie any day, and I'll be your friend.
We need a pumpkin roll stat to the press box. 14-0. A.J. Young kicking it away. It's never good when we're talking pumpkin roll in the first quarter. It's off the hands of McFrederick, and he's going to field it. And the Arrows are going to dodge a bullet there, and they're going to give him the touchback.
Yeah, any ball that goes into the end zone is an automatic touchdown in high school per OHSAA rules.
Landon's lucky because that ball hit his hands and then just barely bounced into the end zone.
Yeah, it just becomes a dead ball. Yeah, Landon kind of jumping at the 1 yard line. I think knowing that rule, thinking I'd love to just pull it down real quick and just try to see if I can get 20 or 25 yards. Referee calls it dead real quick. Is going to bring it out here to the 20. But this Ashland offense needs to get something going. Again, 1 for 3 passing, just 4 yards rushing so far, just nothing going. Lexington defense has played well, but we really haven't put up a whole lot of great plays. Just 6 plays and 2 punts right now for the Arrows.
Bernhardt in the shotgun, spots in motion coming from far side of the near. It's going to be a handoff to keeper by Bernhardt, and he is lit up in the backfield. Loss of a yard or 2. Probably a loss of 1.
I was gonna maybe hope that they'd mark it at the line of scrimmage, but they are gonna mark it back on the 19. So a little counter play look there for Spots. Not sure if that's a read option. If Bernhardt is actually reading the defensive end. Had he handed it off to Spots, I think he had a nice little hole there for 3 or 4 yards. But kind of pulling it was probably the play. A quarterback counter play to the near side, and just nothing there for a loss of 1.
In the shotgun, Bernhardt. McFrederick in motion. Play action, throws over the middle, caught by Metzger at the 30, 35, and wrapped up right there at the 37. And Metzger is a little bit dinged maybe on that one. He's brought down. Nice coverage by DJ Johnson in the tackle. Metzger slow to get up and kind of favoring his side as he heads towards the near sideline to get back in spot. Arrows cannot afford to lose Johnny Metzger.
Yeah, Johnny Metzger's had a great season this year. 47 catches. He's at 935 yards coming into the game with 11 touchdowns. That gives him another 18. So he's flirting with 1,000-yard season, 2,000 yards for a career if he gets another 65 yards or so. So we could see a couple more records going down here tonight at Community Stadium.
Arrows throwing it deep down the far sideline and looking for Colton Johnson on a fly route, and nothing doing there. Incomplete. Good coverage on the outside by Jamarian Fagan, who's got 36 tackles as well, but good coverage there for Fagan.
Yeah, Colton Johnson, the speedster, we saw a couple of deep touchdowns last year for him, some on some trick plays, some on some go routes. He's really only been targeted 2 times this season. This is just his 3rd target. Being that number 4 receiver in a 4-wide or 5-wide set, you just don't get many looks there for 16.
2nd and 10, Lex puts everybody in the box. They're bringing blitz. Pressure, Bernhardt gets rid of it in a hurry. Caught on the outside at the 43, to the 50, 45, 40. We've got room all the way down the sideline and stripped and knocked down. He held on to it as Grayson Story. They went for the strip inside the 10. A big pickup for the Arrows down to the 6-yard line.
It's going to be 56 yards on the pitch and catch, and just catching Lexington in a blitz, bringing more guys than Ashland could to actually block. Nathan does a good job of recognizing it. A nice pitch and catch, a 5-yard out, and then all of a sudden a nice block. Who got that block?
Colton Johnson, I believe, with a good block downfield on the far side. The Arrows have it 1st and goal at the 6. Bernhardt back to pass, throws it into the backfield. McFrederick caught, and he is blown up at the 15. The Arrows have shown that play a lot this season, and Lex saw it, and it's a loss of 6.
Yeah, when you get red that often and that quick, you know you've ran that play too many times. That motion, that deep motion, sometimes Landon will come across the line of scrimmage kind of close, but when he goes deep motion, there's one thing, and he's going to get a quick pass out there. Lexington has seen that on film, and they close quickly. Not just one guy, but 2 guys in the backfield. Nice tackle and a loss, a big loss, pushing Ashland back. Still 2nd and goal, now sitting at the 12-yard line.
Bernhardt in the shotgun. Single to the far side, single to the near side. Got a running back to each side, protecting him. Back to pass, rolls right, pressure coming. He's going to have to get rid of it. Instead, he goes out of bounds, and they lose a few more yards back near the 15-yard line.
Yeah, we'll call that a run more than a sack. You know, Nathan getting outside the box, just trying to find something to extend that play, but should have just tossed it out of bounds just to save a couple of yards, but going to move it back to the 15-yard line now, 3rd and 15, just going the wrong way right now.
3rd down and goal at the 15-yard line. Trips left. Twins to the near side. Empty backfield with Bernhardt. Arrows trying to punch one in. It's a screen over to the left side. Caught at the 18. McFrederick, and he's wrapped up at the 14. They pick up a yard.
Yeah, not even a screenplay. No one out there blocking. I'm not even sure that's kind of like a one-man route, but the receivers aren't blocking. They're running slant routes. Landon out there by himself gets the quick pitch and catch, but
he had no chance.
No one blocking. Yeah, 3 or 4 guys out there. Not even, no linemen out there to block.
Yeah, strange call on that one. The Arrows had nobody out there to help him, and he was left out on an island.
Yeah, and I think Coach Cedar right now kind of debating between you put a field goal unit out there, you got the leg for it, but he's going to leave the offense out there, 4th and goal.
They better hurry because the play clock's at 8. Bernhardt in the shotgun, Twins left, trips to the near side. Arrows have struggled with some of this late, and now they're going to have to burn a timeout.
Yeah, Nathan Bernhardt, quarterback, was still reading his wristband, and Lexington takes a timeout.
The Arrows dodge a bullet there. Lex calls a timeout. Didn't like what they saw on 4th down and goal at the 14, Tony. Hey, Ashland High School football on Fox Sports 1340, delivered by Truax Printing, your full-service commercial printing source in Ashland and Loudonville. TruaxPrinting.com.
Ashland continues to kind of attack the outsides here, the out routes, the quick passes to the outside, where they've had success on at least the one play to Metzger over the middle was the slant route. I think as aggressive as Lexington is playing and protecting the outsides, I think they're actually tempting the freshman and Sean Cedar, hey, we dare you to throw it across the middle. We think we can get some hands on it. We think we can make it a little bit of confusion. So I think that's the play here. If I'm going to make a play call, a post route, something to a tight end type of position, just kind of streaking down the seams, something right across the middle is where Lexington is a little bit vulnerable. We'll see what Cedar dials up.
Bernhardt in the shotgun, Twins left, trips right. 4th down and goal. 39 seconds to go in the first quarter. Arrows down 14-zip. Back to pass. Bernhardt over the middle looking. McFrederick in the end zone. And there's a late flag. It might be a push-off on the Arrows. We'll see. He's in the end zone with what would be a touchdown, but Lex is saying it's offensive PI.
Yeah, it's kind of a clunky-looking play. A couple guys running slant routes towards that middle of the field. I didn't really see anyone push on the initial, but referee's going to call pass interference on the offense. Landon McFrederick's going to get called for it. Likely, you're just going to move it back, right?
Yeah, now the Arrows are going to have 4th and goal from even deeper and big trouble. So the officials calling that one against the Arrows in the end zone. And offensive PI. They're marking it off, Tony. And now you're in a really tough spot because you're out of field goal range. You're not in punting range. You're almost in the area of like, well, let's just throw one into the end zone.
Yeah, the long field goal for Ashland is probably like a 40-yard field goal, maybe 42 is what some of their kickers will practice.
No, we've never seen that in a game.
Not in a game, and definitely not against the wind, even though the wind has died down. But so they're going to walk it back all the way to the 29-yard line to set up 4th and goal now on the 29.
Arrows, a couple of penalties here early on. They have
3rd penalty, 25 yards.
Harmed the Arrows this season. Twins left, stacked right. Single back his spots to the right of Bernhardt. 4th down and goal from the 29. Bernhardt's going to have to just launch it up into the end zone. He does down that far sideline, and Lex is right there to knock it down as they were playing deep into the end zone. Looking for Johnny Metzger. Good coverage down the field. Briar Miller deep there at the safety spot, dropping from the linebacker spot, and Lex was not going to let that happen.
Yeah, lots of guys bracketed there. I think they bracketed Metzger under the top and underneath. Landon was bracketed. A couple guys sitting deep for Lexington. Just they understood. Just don't give up the touchdown is all you had to do. Good job by Lexington just knocking down the football, too. They had an opportunity maybe to go up there and intercept it and grab it, but that would only bring it back out to the 20. So knocking it down brings the Lexington offense back out, currently up 14-0, 27 seconds to go, still in the first quarter. Ball now on the 29-yard line.
The good news is if you're the Arrows, you can't play too much worse. So hopefully you can play better in the second quarter and get something turned around. They need a turnover or something.
Yeah, and right now Lexington playing very cautiously, not conservatively, not going down the field, but very much trying to make safe throws that are to open receivers, covering up the ball when they're running it. They understand that they've turned it over and a little bit of a bobble there.
Yep, a handoff over to the near side. Hudson Moore, and he's out past the 40 to the 45 and out near midfield. Hudson Moore from the 29 all the way to the 49, a gain of
21.
Well, they're going to mark it right at midfield. That's generous. He steps out of bounds there, and good call there, and a big run.
Yeah, nice run by Hudson Moore. Lexington lucky to have him back. He came back last week from being out on injury earlier in the season. Had a nice running game last week against Madison. Really gave them the lift that they needed. That offensive line was glad to have a big, strong offensive back to kind of go with Mason Green and Carter Newman, who's not playing tonight. So the Minutemen feeling good, not only last week, but so far in this game, currently up 14-0.
Keeper, Young, up the middle, trouble, 40, 35, cuts it back in, cuts it back out, 30, 25, 20, pushed forward inside the 20, and he's down near the 15-yard line. It's a gain of nearly 35 yards, and that puts them in striking distance again, Tony.
Yeah, and that should be how the first quarter ends. They're going to move the chains with 11 seconds to go. They're going to mark it right at the 15, so a run of 35 for A.J. Young. Just the defense falling asleep.
Now they move it back to the 16.
34 yards.
So 34 yards, clock starts to run. They're going to line up and maybe run another play. We'll see. A.J. Young in the shotgun. 5 seconds in the first quarter. Split wide right, split to the near side. 3 seconds to go. Young calling for it, and no dice. Trying to get the Arrows to jump. One of them might have, but I think that's the end of the first quarter. Score 14-0 Lexington. Back with more on iHeart.
Are you looking for a solid career, job security, great pay, and rapid advancement? An important role with a global leader that invests in state-of-the-art technology, develops world-class solutions, and is committed to a cleaner tomorrow? Yeah, we have just what you're looking for.
Sports 1340.
Lexington on the move and up 14-0. Thanks for joining us on iHeartRadio as well as over on the OH Report tonight as well. Now, Lexington going left to right. A.J. Young in the shotgun. Single to the left, single to the near side. He's throwing to the near side. He's got Fogle. They're trying to isolate him one-on-one. Caught in the end zone. It's a flag, but it's going to be on the Arrows for PI. The play will stand. It's going to be 20-0. The Arrows have no answers so far.
Fogle.
Yeah, we'll wait for the official call, but it looked like Fogle had the inside position, and the Ashland defender was trying to come from behind. That is what the call is going to be. So Lexington will decline the pass interference in the end zone. The touchdown will stand. Fogle's second. He's now been targeted 4 times with 3 catches, 59 yards, and 2 touchdowns. The defense is playing pretty poorly right now. You know, one of the keys to the game was not giving up a big rushing game for the Lexington Minutemen. 10 rushing attempts right now for Lexington, 104 yards, over 10 yards per carry. A.J. Young going 5 for 6 passing so far, 78 yards and 2 touchdowns. Lexington offense just dialing up a dynamic first quarter and 5 seconds.
The Arrows have no answer right now for Braden Fogle, Tony. What are they going to do differently to try to bracket him or put somebody over the top? What do you got to do against a guy that big? Because we don't have any defensive backs with that kind of size. Extra point up and good, 21-0. We're 5 seconds in. I'm not going to break right now, Tony. So what do you do against Fogle here? Because we have no answer.
You start to bracket him. You know, the same thing you do with a Mount Vernon type of athlete. There's one guy out there that's going to give you the most problems. So you put someone over the top, you put someone underneath, and you just tell him, hey, follow him wherever he goes. If he goes in motion, you're one-on-one. The rest of the defense continue to play as usual. But right now, with catches of 15, 29, and 15, 2 of those for touchdowns, Braden Fogle is just being an arrow killer.
Medina Highland up 14-0 on Copley right now. That's the update from up there in Medina County, as the Arrows' potential opponent could be Medina Highland, depending on what happens here tonight. The Arrows, if you're just joining us, they're not in right now. Now, most likely they can still get in with a loss tonight, but either way, even if you make it in, you don't want to go in with a thumping. Like you don't want to go in 5-5 after getting your butts kicked at home.
Yeah, and we say Ashland's not in. I know a lot of people out there have said like Ashland made the playoffs by winning last night.
They did not.
It is given them a really, really high likelihood to get in. It really depends on how all these 0-8 teams, 2-7 teams, all the games that are seemingly meaningless tonight actually do have a lot of meaning, because there's primary points. There's first points that you get when you beat a team. That's anywhere from 6.5 down to 5 points, depending on what division they're in. But then the secondary points is for every team that you beat. So because Ashland has beaten 5 teams, Lexington would get all these points. So all these games out there that you think don't really add up to anything, if all the wrong teams win and all the right teams win, Ashland still is kind of on that bubble. Again, obviously you would need a lot of bad teams to actually play well tonight, but you never know what's going to happen on any Friday night.
Kick is away. Fumbled and bumbled by Johnson. He picks it up at the 6 to the 10, 15, 20. He's got a lane. 25, 30. He can fly. Tries to cut it back inside for some reason and gets pushed out of bounds there at the 38-yard line.
He was running out of real estate. I think he could have just ran out of bounds on the 40. But yeah, nice return there by Johnson. Finally showing that speed. He was kind of getting let out of bounds. You want him to still I mean, he's a fast kid, and he's awfully strong. I mean, he's a tough-nosed player. Good job there, just kind of getting the ball moving and having the fans kind of come alive here. Ashland currently down 21-0 as we start the second quarter. Some sort of offensive explosion here, or even a couple of good plays just to get this home fan base kind of back up into it.
It's a shocked crowd.
Yeah, you just don't expect it. You know, you see a 3-6 Lexington team coming in, and you think, hey, we just beat a good Worcester team. We're on our way to the playoffs, or so we think. But all of a sudden, this first quarter has not gone well.
Pass to Metzger on the near side, caught at the 41, still on his feet, out past the 45 to the 47-yard line, gain of 6. Johnny Metzger from Nathan Bernhardt. And the Arrows pick up a nice little chunky yards on first down.
Yeah, just a one-on-one isolation play, getting motion away from Metzger to leave Metzger one-on-one. Metzger will make that man miss maybe 5 out of 10 times. So good job there by the Lexington tackler. Who was it? DJ Johnson to bring down the elusive Johnny Metzger. Elusively fast, elusively strong, a tough-nosed kid. Good job just to limit that gain.
Bernhardt to Metzger, caught at the 47 inside Lex territory. First down, going to move the chains. Arrows trying to now do a little methodical passing game. Bernhardt finding the Arrows' favorite target, Johnny Metzger. First down and 10. at the 47 of Lexington. Arrows now into the Minutemen side of the football field. Officials having a brief conference here to talk about something. Not sure what, but the Arrows will have it first down and 10. Bernhardt in the shotgun. Trips to the far side. Single to the near side.
Ball will be spotted on the Lexington.
Well, it's twins to the near side because Spots is kind of in the slot there. Bernhardt all alone in the shotgun. Lexington with everybody in the box showing blitz. Here they come. Bernhardt throws it out quickly to the right side. Caught at the 48 by McFrederick. Makes a man miss inside the 40 and brought down at the 37-yard line. And Matt Sheets comes from behind the defensive tackle. Makes the play, the defensive end rather. First down. Arrows move the chains. Gain of 11.
Yeah, just enough to move the chains, maybe gain 11. That out route kind of redirected by the Lexington defense. McFrederick kind of catches it quickly, looks back inside, does a good job of picking up 5 or 6 yards after the catch just to move the chains. Good to see Ashland moving the chains here consistently on this fourth drive offensively.
Bernhardt looking downfield over the middle. Sutton 20 away and a flag. I think it's a catch. A signal. It might have been a pass interference, but I think Metzger brought it down inside the 20. And we'll wait for a call. Metzger kind of holding on to his left hand, or his right hand rather, might have dinged his thumb. And officials are marking it at the 18. And I think it's pass interference on Lex that's going to be declined by the Arrows.
Yeah, that ball just a little bit high by Nathan, but good job by Metzger going up there, high pointing the ball. The back official just seeing maybe a little bit too much contact. Didn't even really get a call or
sure
decline. Here it comes. The Arrows will decline it.
Now the Arrows are inside the red zone. First, for the second time, I should say, tonight. The first time they went the wrong way, Tony, about 23 yards. And now they're at the 18. First and 10. 10:22 to go in the second quarter. Down 21.
Wide open
Man in the corner. Oh, they catch him sleeping and the Arrows score. How did that happen? Grayson Story left alone wide open at the top of the field, and it's a touchdown, Arrows. Great job by Ashland.
Yeah, completely busted coverage. No one from Lexington followed Grayson Story out to the far side. Grayson kind of doesn't even wave an arm. Good job by him, kind of deacon the offense and defense, not showing that he's wide open. As soon as that play starts, though, Nathan's aware of it. He kind of scraps the play right up the middle. It's supposed to go to Caden Spots right up the middle, and he just chucks it up there. Good job by Grayson bringing it down for the 18-yard touchdown.
Great awareness by the freshman quarterback to snap it. Good job by Riley Hammond paying attention at the center spot. The Mexican pain train, that's his self-coined term. He is Mexican-American. The extra point is up by Braxton Hunt. It's good. We'll take a break. Arrows down 21-7 on iHeartRadio.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Visit TruaxCredit.com or call 419-994-4166. Truax Credit, creating quality impressions since 1966.
The Arrows, every Friday night on Fox Sports 1340.
And Tony Van Duyne, 21-7 Lexington on top. The Arrows just scored to cut it to a 2-score lead with 10:18 to go in the first half. A lot of time left here. And this big one, the Arrows 5-4, Lexington 3-6. Lexington has to win to try to get into the playoffs. They need some help too. It's kicked deep, grabbed at the 3. Here comes Lex to the 15. Out near the 20 and brought down right near the 20-yard line is Jamarian Fagan on the return, the senior returner and defensive back.
Yeah, Jamarian not with a whole lot of help back there. That wedge was well gone by the time he got the ball. He didn't really field it cleanly, so not a whole lot of opportunity for him to make anything happen. He's going to bring it out to the 19-yard line or so to start this fourth drive for the Minutemen.
A.J. Young and company have been 3 for 3, right, Tone? We've got a Young to Fogle, a Mason Green touchdown, and a Young to Fogle again. And we talked about it after the last one. What do the Arrows do here coming out to try to stop Braden Fogel, the 6'5 phenom, and you think of him as a basketball player, but boy, has he looked good on the football field.
Yeah, and we really thought we might see two quarterbacks, A.J. Young and Dylan Jamison, that we saw last week against Madison. But so far, A.J. Young playing so well, Minutemen going to continue to roll with him.
Hand off to Green, cuts out to the left side. He's got some room to the 25 and out near the 30s, near the first down marker before he's brought down by Colton Johnson and Tyler Sauter as well out there on the outside. Actually, it was just Tyler Sauter. So
big gain of 8, almost 9.
Big gain, and it's going to be second down and a
yard and a half.
Yeah, short 2, a long 1, whatever you want to say. A.J. Young and company looking to the sideline.
Second down and 1 for the Minutemen.
And Crago going to split wide to the left. Now to the near side will be Fogel. That offensive line, Matt Sheets, Aiden Nickel, Owen Taylor, Rail Meserve, and Josh Quintero up front. They'll go 260, 260, 190, 265, and 215. It's a handoff to Green. Green met in the backfield right away, and the Arrows come up to help in the backfield. Grissinger got a hold on him, and then Truax came in as well. And the Arrows bring him down short, right back in the line of scrimmage. It's going to be third down and about the same, Tone.
Looks like Landon McFrederick now is kind of going one-on-one with Fogel. Wherever he goes is where number 1's going, kind of putting basketball player on basketball player. If they're going to throw jump balls, at least put your best athlete out there in Landon McFrederick. So wouldn't be surprised if we continue just to see Landon kind of chase him around, and we see that just that. Yeah, Fogel's coming down here near side. Landon's following him.
Third down and a long 1 in the pistol. Hand off to Green. He cuts through the left side. Metzger gets him right away in the backfield. Loss of yards. And it's going to be fourth down. The Arrows blow it up.
Yeah, Johnny Metzger still kind of holding that hand a little bit, but whenever you need a big play, there's 21. And once again here on third down, Johnny Metzger coming in, actually the B gap, coming in from the inside and forcing Mason Green to bounce outside. Of course, Metzger with his superior, I'll say, athletic ability. Follows Mason out there, brings him down from behind, brings out the punter for the first time here for Lexington.
A.J. Young moves from quarterback to punter, averaging 35 yards this season.
They're going to drop Parker back as well as a blocker here, maybe setting up like an intentional punt return.
Whoa, Young gets it away. It's a beauty, and it's going to go out of bounds. We'll see where they mark it. Actually, they didn't want anything to do with it. Yeah, they have not allowed many punt returns this year either. The Arrows with 8:14 to go will have it with good field position, watching the side judge there mark it out at the 43-yard line. So it's a 33-yard punt. The Arrows will have it first down and 10.
Nathan Bernhard connected well there a couple times with Grayson Story on that last drive. The last one for 18 yards in the touchdown, but he could hit Metzger for 18 yards. Landon McFrederick got a couple of catches, 1 for 10, 1 for 1. Caden Spott's got a little carry there. Looks like Ashland's going more to the air here as they're currently down 21-7.
Hand off to McFrederick around the near side, and he's wrapped up behind the 40. And I'm getting a correction on our touchdown pass from my man Dan Chandler, who says it happened so quick we didn't see. It wasn't Bernhard in there. It was McFrederick who threw the ball.
Oh, okay.
So McFrederick, in that speed package that they like to put inside the red zone, threw that ball to Story. Thank you, Dan. I appreciate that. We look down, you look up, and all of a sudden the ball's in the air as they hiked it quick. So McFrederick to Story on that touchdown pass. We'll take as much help as we can get. No spotter up here at the booth tonight. Thanks, Jerry Callie. Twins to the right, twins to the near side. McFrederick in motion. Now it's trips right. Bernhard in the shotgun. Drops the snap. Ball's loose, and he falls on it. That's going to be a sack back to the 34-yard line. And a loss of 5 will bring up third down and long, Tony.
Yeah, just, not wanting to make the play already as worse than it already is with Bernhard dropping the snap there from the center. Just kind of falling on it. Going to set up third and 19.
Well, we'll see what coach has to try to draw up here with 7:08 to go and counting. And Bernhard and the Arrows looking over to the near sideline. No real urgency yet right now for the Arrows offensively.
Yeah, you just hate to kind of see 2 negative plays coming off of the last nice drive. You started with 3 frustrating possessions. You had a nice one.
Bernhard over the middle, looking for Metzger, caught at the 50, makes a man miss with one hand, 40, 35, 30, 20, one man to beat to get to the corner, touchdown, 66 yards.
You're going to have to go check out OH.REPORT to see just how good of a catch that was, because that was a one-handed grab. I'm not even sure Metzger brought his right hand into play on that 66-yard touchdown grab from Nathan Bernhard on a third and 19.
A late flag, maybe on the celebration.
I was going to say, I didn't see the flag. I thought I heard it from the PA announcer, but I didn't see a flag in the air. But going back to the catch, a phenomenal catch. Metzger just going over the middle, one hand, just a left hand. Lexington defender falls down trying to go for the interception, and then it's just a foot race from the 30 all the way to the end zone.
He beat Hudson Moore, the big fella, all the way to the corner. Wow.
Big play, and Ashland needed that one.
66 yards to pay dirt, and the Arrows trying to put it back to 7 with 6:42 to go in the second quarter.
That catch puts Metzger over 1,000 yards for the season, and I believe that's going to put him over 2,000 for a career receiving as an Ashland Arrow.
Johnny Metzger, how do you do? Snap is good, hold is good, and the kick is also good, 21-14.
Ashland High School football on Fox Sports 3040 and Loudonville.
Looking its best?
Well, Tony, that's quite an answer, and
we have the knowledge, experience, and passion to create the most beautiful lawns and landscaping for residential and commercial mowing, plus complete landscape installments, landscape design, shrub pruning, and tree trimming. We also specialize in hardscape, offering a variety of patios, retaining walls, water features, and even snow plowing during the winter months. Call Nick Ritchie to schedule your services today.
This now within a one-possession game.
Each week throughout the high school sports season, we'll select the iHeartRadio Athlete of the Week presented by the Neil Cady Insurance Agency of Ashland and Norwalk, specializing in auto, home, life, and business insurance. Get a free quote, NeilCadyInsurance.com. That's Neil, K-A-D-E-Y Insurance.com. See photos and read about all of our athletes at WMANFM.com.
Quick Shelby and Ontario Warriors update. Shelby currently up 21-14.
Hey, that sounds familiar.
A lot of points over there already in the second quarter.
But was it 21-0? That's what we got to know.
I don't know. We'll find out at halftime. How about that?
We'll check in with Aaron Hines about that. Spots boots it away right to left. Arrows have cut it to a one-score lead. Grabbed and bobbled at the 10. Grabbed at the 12. Almost had a knee down. And Fegan had a knee down, and he is marked back down at the 14-yard line. The Arrows have a good spot here to put the Lexington Minutemen in on offense.
Yeah, a lot of troubles catching kickoffs here for both teams. Just kind of a lot of muffed receptions. That time, the Minutemen receiver just going down on one knee to kind of secure the ball. Referees see the knees down, which means he's down. Going to blow the play dead before it even starts. So going to start inside the 15-yard line, or maybe right on the 14, backed up with a long field to go. Ashland defense needs another quick 3 and out to get this thing back into a tied game here going into half. Would be a phenomenal win, both for the offense and the defense. For that offense to finally say, hey, we put up a lot of points, at least in the second quarter, and for that defense to finally say, we've slowed down this team that put up 3 quick scores in the first quarter.
Arrows with a single high safety look. Back to pass Young. Quick out to Fogel. Caught at the 19. Wrapped up at the 20 and brought down right there. Gain of 6, though. And second down and 4 coming up. Another score update. It's still 21-0 up there. Now it's 21-0 Highland. Medina Highland up on Copley in what could be a potential matchup for the Arrows with Medina Highland down the stretch. Or next week, I should say, in the playoffs. 6 minutes to go here, Tony, in the second quarter. Second down and 3. They marked that out at the 21. Generous spot. Man in motion to the near side. Single receiver to the far, single to the near side. It's a handoff to Hudson Moore around the left edge, and he's got some room inside, past the 20, and out near the first down marker, near the 24. Depends on the spot.
When that Copley game is big, the reason we're watching that score is because Copley is sitting at 16, currently right ahead of Lexington. So if Lexington were to win tonight, they need someone above them to lose to kind of flip the script and get them into the playoffs. Copley is sitting just a few points ahead of them. So with a loss, Copley could be out, and Lexington could be in with a win. They would almost switch from 16 to 17. So as much as we're interested in the Ashland game next week, that game is also a little bit of fun because we're also looking out for the Minutemen.
And the shotgun, Young. Hudson Moore going to split out wide to the near side to keeper. Young up the middle on 3rd down and 1. I don't think he got it, Tone. I think he's short. And that's going to bring up a decision early on here on 4th down and short. and they might have lost a yard there. So tough spot here now for first-year coach Andrew Saris.
Yeah, no decision for me. Inside your own 25-yard line with your offensive defense playing pretty well against a good Ashland team, you're going to punt here. That snap a little bit too high for A.J. Young. I think had he gotten that maybe a little bit cleaner, that hole would have been already established a little bit better, but a little bit of a high snap. A.J. Young does a good job kind of going up and tipping it back to himself, but just that half a second delay lets the Ashland defense shed their blocks, close the hole, and bring down the would-be ball carrier for no gain.
Young gets the punt away. It's low, end over end, and it goes out of bounds. And, it keeps rolling. Wow, it was about to go out of bounds. Metzger let it roll all the way down near the 37-yard line. Nice kick there. It's going to be close to 45 yards on the boot.
Yeah, I think the intention of that was a directional boot out of bounds, and it just kind of took a right-hand turn right at the sideline, about 2 or 3 feet from the sideline.
Look like a 7-iron from you over at Brookside.
I would take that for my 7-iron, to be honest.
21-14, 4:27 to go in the first half. Arrows down here at home against Lexington.
Back-to-back touchdown drives, though, for Ashland here, finally kind of getting the offense into motion, even though the drive wasn't impressive. Again, the last drive was 3 plays to the touchdown.
There's a penalty out here as well, Tony. We're not sure. It's going to be, a block in the back or a hold on the Arrows. That's going to push us back another 10 yards. It is a block in the back down to the 27-yard line. So Arrows now with a bit longer field position.
Yeah, with 4:27 to go here still in the second quarter. Plenty of time. You still have all 3 of your timeouts. Lexington sitting with 2. So both teams here, plenty of time to run your normal offense. You don't have to get in a hurry. And now it's a one-possession game for Ashland. Who was down early, 21-0. Take your time here. Get the ball running. Here they go with Caden Spots up the middle.
Hand off to Spots and nothing there. Brought down right away. No gain for the Arrows. Brought down by a couple of different Lexington Minutemen early in on that tackle. Looked like Rail Meserve in on the tackle. Meserve is senior. Blew that one up right away.
This Lexington team is just stacked with seniors and juniors all over their offense and their defense. I think just the one freshman playing some offense, but for the most part, these are upperclassmen who are not wanting this game to be the last game of their football careers.
Back to pass. Bernhardt looking, pushed out of the pocket, throws it over the middle, incomplete. Looking over the middle, and he had a man, Grayson Story, at the 45, and Metzger was also around there, Fegan on the coverage for Lex, and that'll bring up 3rd down and long.
Some deep crossing routes, kind of putting defenders and offensive guys just in a little bunch there. No one really breaking free. So I think Bernhardt felt the pressure kind of rolling out to the far side. I think he just kind of threw that at the feet of any would-be defender or receiver just to kind of get the chains down, stop the clock here, and bring up 3rd down. 3rd and 10.
Bernhardt in a shotgun. Trips to the right. Twins to the near side, rather. Spots right to his left. Back to pass. Short drop. Looking downfield on that right sideline. He throws it up. It's caught near midfield. Metzger has it, of course. And the Arrows have moved the chains. A huge play. Bernhardt to Metzger. And the Arrows are in business at the 46 inside Lexington territory.
Well, if the last one-handed catch from Johnny Metzger doesn't get him a highlight play, this one's going to do just the same. Metzger running just a streak route, just a little go route, lets the defender fly by. Metzger uses his body, maybe gets away with a little bit of a push-off, a little bit of arm extension there, but good job to move the chains. When things get tough, find number 21.
Bernhardt back to pass, looking over the middle. He's got a man caught at the 30 and brought down. Johnny Metzger on the spot again. 1st down inside the 30.
Good for an Arrow. 1st down.
Bernhardt to Metzger once again. That's why schools like Ashland University are looking at the senior wideout. Multi-sport athlete. Metzger lighting it up here so far in the second quarter.
8 targets, 7 catches, 158 yards, and a touchdown.
Not a bad night, and we're still not even to half. 3 minutes and change to go. Arrows trying to tie it up. Down 21-14. Bernhardt, handoff, Spots around the right edge, running behind the pulling guard. He's got some room inside the 25 and knocked down near the 20. But not a bad pickup on 1st down. The Arrows want to score and run out the clock here.
Yeah, first time we've seen Spots really find some space to run. This time, finally not going up the middle, but kind of going off tackle, off the outside. He's going to go for 7 yards there. We really don't see Ashland pull a lot of guards, or if they do, they're inside traps or inside runs. This time, finally getting outside into space, letting those receivers kind of fake some deep routes, which, we've had some success throwing the ball now. So the defense is kind of dropping back, and that leaves room for number 20 to run.
Bernhardt looking into the end zone. Incomplete for McFrederick, but a flag in the end zone. A lot of bumping down there near the goal line. And DJ Johnson on the coverage. And if it's on Lex, it'll be a 15-yard, half the distance, and a first down. And it is on Lex. The Arrows will have an automatic first down after that. Big play with 2:29 to go in the first quarter, or first half, rather.
The ball was marked at 2nd and 3 on the 20-yard line. They're going to walk it up to the 10-yard line, half the distance to the goal, and that'll be enough for a first down. So first and goal, Ashland.
Bernhardt in the shotgun. Twins to the right. Trips to the near side. And a whistle and a timeout called by Lexington. They had 2 more, so they say, hey, let's use one of those. And a wise move by Coach Saris to try to save some time, probably to get the ball back.
Yeah, and we may actually see Nathan Bernhardt come out of the game now at this point, now inside the 20. I actually thought we may see Landon kind of roll back to that quarterback spot. He already has 1 touchdown to Story for 18 yards. This may give the offense just a different opportunity to say, hey, let's make some exchanges. The timeout kind of resets the clock. We'll see if number 12 comes back out there to continue this drive and see if he can get the touchdown pass or if they bring out number 1.
We'll see if it's the Dan Chandler special coming up.
Is that the special? The Dan Chandler special?
That's what we're calling it because he's the one who pointed it. So 2:29 to go in the first half. Brandon Wells, Tony Van Donk. Make sure you stay tuned at half. Skip Mosick will have the halftime report. Look around all of the OHSAA scores, and then
we got an update from other Ashland action, right?
Yeah, we'll have an update on all the Ashland High School other sports going on as well that have been really successful, and then as well a look into some of the other area schools, Hillsdale and Mapleton and Loudonville and Crestview as well.
Bernhardt's still out there.
Bernhardt in the shotgun. Handoff and a whistle and a flag. False start.
They're going to call it on Metzger out on wide receiver, who didn't even really move once the play started, but must have just rocked just enough in his stance to move him back 5 yards. So going back from the 10 back to the 15, still first and goal.
Well, we'll forgive him. He's got 158 yards so far tonight and a couple touchdowns. That happens, young man.
That's a good memory.
220.
Remember that from the last step?
I won't remember it in about 5 minutes.
That's good.
Thank you very much. 2:26 to go here in the first half. Arrows trying to trying to tie this one up as the Minutemen jumped out ahead 21-0, and it's 21-14 now. Bernhardt, play action, looking over the middle. He's got a man incomplete, undershoots Story at the 5, and it's incomplete.
Maybe the first time I've seen Bernhardt kind of short arm it, just didn't really follow through with that one. The ball came out kind of funny, falls at the feet of Grayson Story, just didn't get a lot of speed or a lot of zip behind it. Didn't see anyone really tip it or anything, but a little bit of a play action kind of slowed down the motion a little bit, and he didn't quite get all of his hips into that throw.
Cam Crago in on the coverage. The defensive back, the senior safety, 6'5", 185 pounds. Back to pass, Bernhardt, second down and goal from the 15, throws it in towards the back of the end zone. McFrederick, touchdown! Bernhardt to McFrederick, and it's 21-20.
Landon already has one game this season where he caught a pass, threw a pass, and ran for a touchdown. Right now, he has received a pass and has thrown one. So if we can get him another rushing touchdown, he will mark himself down for the second time in a career. Ashland has never seen a guy do that before. He did that a couple weeks ago here at Community Stadium. This touchdown pass for 15 yards from Nathan Bernhardt to Landon McFrederick, getting him one step closer to duplicating that new record again.
Trying to get the hat trick. Braxton Hunt comes on to kick the extra point, and it is a big one. Tony Vieira struggled last week with extra points. High snap, good hold, kick is away, and we're waiting for a signal because it's slow, and there it is. It's good, 21 apiece. And the Arrows so far tonight, Tony, have bounced back. They got down 21-0 and showing some grit here tonight, coming out and doing the job.
Yeah, doing a good job. Flipping the script from that first quarter. If that first quarter could be described, that was all Lexington. 21 points or 14 points unanswered. They put up a 21-point score early on, within 5 or 10 seconds of that second quarter. Ashland, though, coming back in a fierce way, really kind of dialing down on their defense, finally getting something going here on offense. 3 touchdown passes, 2 from Nathan Bernhardt, one from Landon McFrederick. I think they've actually brought in the freshman Gabe Baith as the long snapper. I saw him last week kind of warming up with some of the punters and some long snappers. He's out there for those point after attempts. I think he's actually snapping the ball now, making that change here in week 10 after 9 weeks of having problems.
Well, nothing like what's Gabe? 5'8", 155 pounds, I think, something like that, right?
5'6".
5'6", 155, and he can fly, but that's got to be the smallest long snapper in the country.
I don't know. I bet there's a smaller one.
Well, if you know Dan Chandler, you can send that to us as well. 21 apiece, 2:17 to go in the first half. Spot's going to boot it away. It's high and grabbed at the 6. Fegan to the 10, 15, 20. Trouble. 25, 30, 35, and he's still on his feet. Pushed out of bounds finally. And that actually was Jackson Wyndham on the kick return. So Wyndham with a nice return gets Lexington in good field position out near the 40, just short of it, with one timeout rather, and 2:06 to go in the first half.
Yep, we've seen Ashland give up some yards here on kickoff coverage all year long. Again, a missed tackle. Who's that? Number 2, Isaac Stewart, couldn't bring him down. Had an opportunity, just kind of ducked his head. Coach is going to get after him there on the sideline, I'm sure, and remind him, hey, bring your hips, bring your legs. Young guys, keep your head up, drive through the guy. Missed tackles are just, killers, because too many guys give up on the plays, and all of a sudden you get another 10 yards. So instead of the drive starting on the 30, Lexington will start here on the 40 with 2:06 to go in the second quarter.
Young in the shotgun, single back. Twins left, twins right. Play action, rolls to the near side. Pressure from Pyatt. He throws it to the near side, and it's caught by Fogel. Was he in bounds? Waiting on a signal, and I think he was. Just short of the first down. He's at the 48-yard line. 2nd down and 2. He stepped out of bounds with 2 minutes to go.
Ashland defense really playing back on Brandon Fogel, a big cushion to start, and they're just afraid of his speed and his jumping ability. So they're giving him a big cushion. So anytime Fogel wants to come back to that football, I think, who is that? Sturry, probably 15 yards, 10 yards away by the time Fogel touched the ball. So that out route, that comeback route's going to be there for Lexington because they're respecting his speed and his size right now.
And the shotgun. Young rolls left. He's got all day. He's going to launch it downfield. Caught near the 4 to the 35. Did he stay in bounds?
I think he did.
Fogel grabbed it, got a foot in, and it's 1st down and 10 at the 36.
I mean, OH.REPORT's going to get us a replay here, in the booth. If you're watching or listening here on the radio, you're not going to appreciate it, kind of how high Fogel goes up to get this thing. You only need 1 foot in high school, and he gets it in.
I almost said he threw it out of bounds, Tony, because I thought Young was just throwing it away, but Fogel at 6'5" just says, nope, I got it. One-hands it as well.
I can keep anything in bounds, yeah. Big pitch and catch there for 16 yards. 6 catches, 7 targets for Brandon Fogel, 88 yards. He's continuing just another tremendous week. Played well last week against Madison, continuing here against Ashland.
Young in trouble in the backfield, gets rid of it, looking for Hudson Moore as the release valve, and Moore dropped it at the 42. Would have had some yards there. Incomplete, 2nd down and 10. Good pressure by the Arrows on that play, and Young kept his wits about him, stepped up in the pocket, tried to get it out to Moore, who just dropped it. He looked forward, thinking he had some room ahead of him.
Yeah, and Ashland just bringing 3, that 3-man front, just kind of bringing some pressure, dropping the other 8 to be man-to-man, making sure you're not giving up anything big here. 1:44 to go in the second quarter. Good job by those front 3 who are really being asked to stop the run. But whenever A.J. Young drops back, you got to get some pressure in his face. So good job by those front 3.
Blitz. Young rolls near side. He throws it off the hands. Almost intercepted. Incomplete. Looking downfield. He had a man open. And Jamarion Fagan was open. It would have been close to a 1st down. Now we've got 3rd down and 10. 1:39 to go in the first half.
A couple of Ashland defenders giving chase there. Ethan Truax coming from the backside, kind of coming on a late blitz. I think no one kind of released to his side, so he probably got a free go if that 3rd receiver doesn't come to your side. Kind of putting some pressure on AJ. You can hear those footsteps in the quarter. If you're the quarterback, just know that someone's kind of coming after you. Unable to set his feet, so he throws that a little bit too high, stops the clock, and brings up a big 3rd down.
Big one. Single left. Trips to the near side. Single back. Back to pass, rolling right as A.J. Young steps up in the pocket, throws it downfield, got a wide open man. It's Fogel. Did he hold on? And, waiting on a signal.
Catch. It is a catch.
It is a catch at the 23. I thought I saw different signals there from different officials, but it's going to be 1st down and 10. My mistake. And good field position now as they're approaching the red zone. Lex moving the ball, 1.5 minutes to go.
I think the way Fogel kind of slid, the line judge couldn't quite see, so he was saying, I think I got it, but I wanted to verify with the back judge, and the back judge came in saying, hey, I got a good catch if you got a good catch. So a pickup of 13 moves the chains. Now 1:15 and counting.
And the shotgun Young. Twins left, twins right. Play action to Moore, rolls left in trouble. Pressure, just lobs it up into the corner. Tipped around and incomplete off the hands of Fogle, but good coverage from the Arrows to get a hand in it. Landon McFrederick.
Yeah, I think Landon had a shot at an interception there. This time, AJ finally goes to the left side. He's booting out to his weak side. He does a good job of turning the hips pretty quick. He sees his big guy, number 5, Fogle, out there at 6'5". He throws it up there on the one-on-one jump ball, and I really thought Landon had a shot at Brick coming down with it. Landon just kind of like goes right through his hands, and then Fogle has an opportunity to hit to grab it as well. It goes off of his chest pads. Both guys a little bit frustrated. In the end, 1 minute and 6 seconds to go. Second down and 10, now sitting on the 23-yard line.
All square at 21. A minute and change left in the first half. Young in the shotgun. Arrows show blitz. Back to pass. Young's going to launch it up into the corner. Caught by Crago. He's into the end zone for a touchdown. Rips it away from Grayson Story with 1 minute to go. What a catch by Crago. Good coverage.
Yeah, almost a simultaneous possession, but it's only simultaneous possession if you get him down and then the offense gets it. Crago does a good job just using his height. I was watching a college football game, I think this past weekend, and they said more receivers are getting taught to keep the ball away from you. Don't bring it in where defenders can actually rip at it and pull it away, but keep it high, keep the ball away from you. Crago, whether taught that or just does it instinctively, does a good job of just keeping the ball high, letting the defender fall down, and he just kind of high steps the final 2 or 3 yards to put up points number 21 through 28 here for Lexington. 1 minute to go still in the second quarter.
Extra point pending. Here comes for Lex. Snaps good, holds good. Extra point is up. And it is good. 28-21. Lexington now back on top.
Stays perfect. I think he's now 20 for 20 on the season for extra points. Nice to have a kid who's automatic if they're not blocked. I think he's had 1 field goal blocked or maybe 2 field goals blocked. But when it comes to extra points for Lexington, they've been extremely consistent this year.
Arrows will get it back, Tony, with 3 timeouts and a minute to go. So if you're Coach Cedar, you got some time.
Yeah, I think if I'm Coach Cedar, I continue to stay aggressive.
You have to, right? Because Lex is going to get the ball back to start the second half, too.
Yeah, you don't want to take any unnecessary risks, but you have to believe that the defense is going to go soft, that they're going to like drop back 2 or 3 defenders, that they're only going to rush a couple of guys. So you got a nice big freshman quarterback. Bernhard sits at 6'5". He can see the field really well. He's played well so far. 14 for 20 is Bernhard, 239 yards, 2 touchdowns already. Another touchdown thrown by Landon McFrederick. So the offense is humming when it comes to passing the ball, rushing the ball. How about 8 attempts for 1 yard if you get all the negative fumbles and the bad snaps and a couple of tackles for losses against the team. So nothing going right now for the 5 offensive linemen, but they're doing a good job keeping Bernhard clean, even with the pressure coming from Lexington when they're doing a little bit of pass blitzing.
Arrows will send Johnson, add McFrederick deep. Young will boot it away. Haven't seen any trick plays or anything yet tonight, Tony.
I think that both coaches have them loaded up. And the Minutemen are going to scoot up to the...
I didn't see the call. Unsportsmanlike conduct on the Arrows sideline.
So they're not going to kick off from the 40-yard line. Lexington's actually going to go to the other side of the 50 and kick off from the Ashland 45-yard line. A Lexington kicker already has a strong leg and has plenty of touchbacks for the season. You got to believe this one might even go through the uprights.
You could think about an onside here because the penalty or the downfall isn't that much, right?
Yeah.
The risk reward is what I'm trying to say.
An onside kick would already put it at the 35-yard line. That's the same as kicking it out of bounds. So, yeah, Lexington should reconsider this, but it looks like they're just going to kick it deep as it's teed up, and it is going to squib all the way in. Let that thing go. Let that thing go.
Well, and it did go off of the hands of the Arrows deep man, but then Baith.
He had to go back to get it.
It was Baith who grabbed it back in the end zone. So Gabe Baith was deep, I believe, Tony.
Yeah, and I think Lexington did adjust there. I think he could have clearly just kicked that thing out of the end zone.
Yeah.
They at least squibbed it to at least see, hey, maybe it'll hit off a defender. Maybe they'll bobble it a little bit. So they do make a little bit of an adjustment, but the turnout's the same. Touchback, so they're going to bring it out to the 20. Still 1 minute to go, exactly 1 minute here in the second quarter. Bernhard comes back out to orchestrate this offense. 3 for 3 with touchdowns on the last 3 drives.
Arrows offensively putting up 34 points a game, and they're going to need, I think, more than that tonight. Now Bernhard in there in the shotgun. Trips right. Twins to the near side. Lexington bracketing Metzger over the top with Hudson Moore, the safety.
Yeah, they have clearly seen enough.
20 yards from Metzger.
Yeah, they've got who's number 21
Hudson
there?
Moore is deep. Hold on, DJ Johnson, I believe, and then back to the right side. He just launches up for Colton Johnson, incomplete at the 40-yard line. The Arrows love to run that fly route, Tony, with Colton Johnson just sprinting as fast as he can. Has that worked this year once?
I don't think it's worked this year for Colton Johnson. We've seen a couple of times last year that it's worked. And yeah, you're just kind of really banking on maybe you saw something on film that on just one-on-one flat speed. Colton actually was probably quicker. That's going to be number 16 out there in coverage, Joe Caudill. Ball maybe a little bit underthrown. If Nathan could have put that out there another 5 yards, maybe he comes up with something, but not a bad shot there on first and 10. Now you come back and say, hey, let's get something running. Let's get something moving. You got plenty of timeout, so you can use the whole field. You don't just have to take deep shots.
Play action. Bernhardt rolls out right. Trouble pressure. He's brought down. A big sack inside the 10. Wow.
That makes me change what I'm going to do here. Now 45 seconds and counting. No immediate timeout from Sean Cedar, the Ashland sideline.
And none from Lex, who's
Lexington
got one,
has
too,
one
here.
more. Yeah, that's going to be a sack. Minus 10 yards there on the sack.
I think if I'm Lex, I call timeout here, Tony. And now we've got a whistle, and Lexington's going to call timeout. I mean, at this point, why not, right? Lexington uses their timeout.
You're at least making Ashland think about, hey, you just want to run the clock here. That's going to be Lexington's third timeout, so they can't stop the clock. Ashland could just run it one more time here and get the half.
Or take a knee.
But yeah, at least Lexington is feeling like, hey, we can actually get into half with a lead here. I'm not sure I would have taken that. Well, I don't know. I take that back. I do know what I would have done. I would have not taken the timeout. I would have made Ashland just continue to play a fast style of offense. I don't want this team to have any more time to draw up some little trick play and have an opportunity for something deep.
Ashland High School football on Fox Sports 1340, delivered by Truax Printing, your full-service commercial printing source in Ashland and Loudonville. TruaxPrinting.com. 27 seconds was the clock, and now they've reset it to 35. Ball at the 10.
That's probably when the Lexington coach called it.
Yeah.
And by the time they ran it out there and got it signaled up here to the press box, some extra time ran off.
Arrows huddling up on the sideline, Coach Cedar and company. And really, I think you're at the 10-yard line.
It's already precarious, yeah, being at the 10-yard line. When you're at your 20, you kind of didn't feel bad about maybe a reverse pass, maybe something that has to go back 5 or 6 yards to have some space. But now that you give up a 10-yard sack, you don't have a whole lot of operating room. Bernhardt and the shotgun's already going to be standing on his 4-yard line. So he can't really even drop back all that much. He has to be aware if he gets pressure in his face, he's just got to get rid of it and get it out of bounds.
They've got Braden Fogle back by the 40, 30 yards deep as the single high safety. Now he's pinching forward. Back to pass. Bernhardt looking. Throws it. Caught at the 13. And it's going to be wrapped up near the 15. I think it might have been Metzger trying to see on the far side. It was Metzger, and that'll probably be the last play because it's 4th down. And long.
Yeah, they'll give him 5 yards, but the clock is running now under 17 seconds. Lexington has no way to stop, and there's no reason to punt the ball. So
I mean, I guess if you're the Arrows, Tony, you could maybe throw one downfield, but
yeah, that's a hope and a prayer. Just going to half.
I think you're right. The Arrows should be thankful to be going into the half just down a touchdown after being down 21-0. All right, time for quick thoughts with Tony Van Duyne. 28-21, Arrows are down, but they were down 21-0.
Yeah, I think you have to give a lot of credit to Nathan Bernhardt continuing to stand in there, throw the ball. He's done a good job. 244 yards going into halftime, 15 for 21. Other than that opening drive or 2 drives where they started, I think, 1 for 3, the passing game got going. A couple of pass interference calls against the Lexington defense kind of kept things moving. Nothing going really for the offensive running game for the Arrows. For Lexington, they're having success with one guy, and that's going back to Braden Fogle, and running the ball successfully. So Lexington has to be feeling pretty good going into halftime. They're going to get the ball currently up 28-21. They'll get the ball after the half. Arrows have to figure out, how to stop this two-sided passing attack and running attack. It really is being more productive than Lexington has been all year.
Coming up at the half, you'll hear Skip Bosick over on iHeartRadio. If you're watching on the OH.REPORT, high school marching bands, we'll get you some stats and more after this break here on iHeartRadio.
Need your lawn looking its best? Then Clips and Cuts is who you call. We have the knowledge, experience, and passion to create the most beautiful lawns and landscaping for residential and commercial mowing, plus complete landscape installments, landscape design, shrub pruning, and tree trimming. We also specialize in hardscape, offering a variety of patios, retaining walls, water features, and even snow plowing during the winter months. Call Nick Ritchie to schedule your services today.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Are you looking for a solid career, job security, great pay, and rapid advancement? An important role with a global leader that invests in state-of-the-art technology, develops world-class solutions, and is committed to a cleaner tomorrow? Yeah, we have just what you're looking for.
Happy Halloween.
Very nice look to Denbo. Well, behind the back move. Oh my goodness, ankle breaker. And it's the shot. Wow.
Being aggressive and traveling, or he's trapping.
Inside to Holloway. 2-1-2 fast break. Ramsey has it, takes it herself off the glass, and Crestview comes back.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more. Every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Jefferson Flawlessly.
Fox Sports 1340.
Season game of the year. Both teams trying to make their way into the playoffs next week. Let's take a look around the area to check in on some of the other high school sports action going on outside of tonight's Arrows football game. The Arrows girls volleyball season came to an end on Wednesday up in Toledo as the Arrows fell in straight sets to Holland Springfield in the second round of the OH.REPORT tournament. Congratulations to our Ashland High School All OCC volleyball members and Defensive Player of the Year, Emma Valentine, now over 1,000 career digs, also making the first team Alicia Zahner, second team Lily Poole, and then honorable mention Jenna Hartson and Sarah Finks. The Arrow volleyball squad finishes up at 8-12. Both Arrows girls and boys golf teams wrapped up fantastic seasons, falling just short of advancing to the state tournament as they finished their season in third place in their respective districts. Congratulations to the senior golfers Emma Packard, Camden Mowry, Wyatt Mormon, and Kessler Bates on fantastic careers and seasons. The Arrows girls soccer team will be playing Monday night in the district semifinals against Sylvania Northview after a 5-0 win Wednesday against Springfield. The Arrows jumped ahead early and never looked back with 5 goals in the first half. Goals were scored by Audrey Hubler, Addie Helbert, Kaylee Bittinger, and Bella Dravenstadt. Ashland now 8-6-4 on the season. In Arrows girls tennis, Audra McBride's fantastic high school career came to a close this past week in the district semifinals, where she lost to eventual district champion from Anthony Wayne Libby Black. Audra McBride finishes her Ashland career with more than 110 wins. The junior doubles duo of Morgan Kaufman and Chloe Ediger had a fine showing, advancing to district play as well, falling in the first round. Congrats on a fine season to the Arrows ladies tennis team. In Loudonville, the volleyball squad, the top-seeded Redbirds of Loudonville in their district, fell at home 3-2 to the 8th-seeded Triway. Big upset there as the Titans ended the Redbird season in disappointing fashion in the sectional finals. Triway finished off that upset with a 15-6 fifth set win to move on to play Independence Wednesday in the district semifinals. Loudonville finishes a tremendous season at 20-4. Loudonville's football squad playing Northmore tonight, but already clinched a spot in the playoffs as they enter that contest at 5-4. They still have a shot to host next week with a win tonight over the also 5-4 Northmore. The Redbirds boys soccer team will face Beechwood Tuesday up in Cuyahoga County in their OH.REPORT tournament opener. The Redbirds enter playoff action with just 3 wins on the season. The girls squad, otherwise on the Loudonville team, continued their tremendous season. A 5-1 win Wednesday over Independence in the OH.REPORT tournament. The 5th-seeded Redbirds will play Monday night against the 9th-seeded Rootstown Rovers out of Portage County, and the winner of that will take on the winner of Chippewa and Mapleton. Speaking of Mapleton, the girls soccer program there won their opening OH.REPORT tournament match 2-1 over Brooklyn to advance to the district semifinal against that number 2 seed Chippewa. The Mounties football squad, quite a season. Playoff berth is coming regardless of what happens tonight against undefeated 9-0 Crestview. The 6-3 Mounties will be on the road in the first round of the playoffs regardless what happens tonight. For the Cougars of Crestview, meanwhile, they'll host a home playoff game once again this season as they've clinched one of the top spots in their region. With a win over Mapleton tonight, they can clinch a top 2 seed in Division 6, Region 22. Reigning state champion Cary sits atop the region once again, and we could be looking at another regional matchup with the Blue Devils and the Cougars. Crestview, looking for back-to-back undefeated seasons, and they've won 21 straight at home. Meanwhile, winners of 5 straight after opening 0-4, Black River has also clinched a playoff spot in that same Division 6 Region 22 grouping, and they'll be on the road in the opening round. Hillsdale at 5-4, entering tonight's matchup on the road at 2-7. Rittman, currently ranked 5th in their Division 7 25 rankings, puts them in line for a home game next week if they are able to win tonight, and even potentially with a loss. Back with more after this on iHeartRadio.
Nice look to Denbo. Behind the back move. Oh my goodness, ankle breaker. And it's the shot. Wow.
Being aggressive and traveling, or he's trapping.
Side to Holloway. 2-1-2 fast break. Ramsey has it, takes it herself. Off the glass. And Curfew comes back.
Time here at Ashland High School, where the Arrows are down 28-21. Some fireworks going off out in the distance here on a beautiful night for football in late October.
Wow. I thought that was just like a pre-programmed video shot at the OH.REPORT. There's actually fireworks at halftime.
If you look out towards the Career Center,
that's beautiful.
General direction,
all the way in Ashland
Middle School, those fireworks. It's a beautiful night here, senior night on iHeartRadio and over on the OH.REPORT. The Arrows down 28-21 thanks to our friends at both places, and we're just thankful to be calling a football game here tonight on a Friday night. The Arrows with a tough start to this game. 29-yard touchdown. Young to Fogel made it 7-0, and the Arrows go 3-and-out after starting with a 3-and-out. A sandwiched 3-and-outs, and then a 2-yard touchdown run by Mason Green for Lex made it 14-0. The Arrows had a nice drive, got down inside the red zone, and then ended up 4th down and goal from the 29 before throwing an incomplete pass near the end zone. 16-yard touchdown pass from Young to Fogel made it 21-0 with just 5 seconds into the second quarter, and the Arrows were looking bleak at that point. But then they struck back. An 18-yard touchdown pass from McFrederick to Story with 10:18 to go in the second quarter made it 21-7. They forced a 3-and-out. A 66-yard touchdown pass, Bernhardt to Metzger, 21-14. 15-yard touchdown pass, Bernhardt to McFrederick, tied it up with 2:17 to go in the half. And then a 23-yard touchdown pass, who, of course, Young to Crago this time with 1 minute left in the first half. 28-21. That's where we are at the half. Let's take a look at some of our stats here from the first half, Tony. And you what sticks out to you the most, I guess I would say?
Well, you got to start with the Ashland rushing yards. You kind of expect Ashland to be a pass-first team, but you don't expect negative rushing yards for the Ashland Arrows in any game, especially by halftime. So -9 running the ball currently. That includes some fumbled snaps and a couple of busted plays, but 262 through the air for 253 total yards. No turnovers for other teams so far. A couple of penalties, and a lot of them just not needed ones. After the play's over, unsportsmanlike conduct, a sideline penalty kind of moved the ball a little bit for the Ashland in the negative. For Lexington, though, we've seen more offense in Lexington in the half than really Lexington fans are used to seeing in the entire game. 143 passing yards right now for Lexington, 112 yards on the ground for 255. So almost a balanced game. 255 to 253. Ashland just 2 yards behind. Again, no turnovers, a couple of penalties, a couple of pass interference for Lexington has kind of moved them back. But for the most part, it comes down to Ashland's passing the ball successfully in the second quarter and their inability to do anything in the first quarter. And then Lexington just really going after Braden Fogel, the freshman phenom, the 6'5". He's got 101 yards receiving on 7 catches, 2 touchdowns. AJ Young playing really well for quarterback for Lexington. He's 10 for 14, 143 yards. And this is without Carter Newman, one of the guys that really carried this Lexington Minutemen team through the most of the season. They're glad to have Hudson Moore back. AJ Young with a couple of running yards as well. But yeah, it's Nathan Bernhardt, though, at quarterback, 15 for 21, kind of carrying things right now. 2 touchdowns. You mentioned Landon McFrederick had the 1 touchdown pass as well. Caden Spots, 5 attempts for rushing, just 11 yards. Nathan Bernhardt at quarterback, just negative yards because of busted plays and a fumble recovery behind the line of scrimmage. Johnny Metzger leading the way on the receiving yards, 8 catches for 163 yards. We celebrated. He's over 1,000 yards for the season and over 2,000 for his career.
And we're underway in the second half. The Arrows kicking it off, and it's a squib up front, and falling on that at the 32 are the Minutemen. Number 22, Cooper Dreibelweiss, one of the up men, falls on it, and it'll be first down and 10 for Lexington. Tony, the Lex squad jumped out, scored a bunch early, but then the Arrows defense sort of settled in a little bit.
Yeah, and really, the way Lexington moved the ball early on that first drive was by running the ball. Mason Green kind of surprised Ashland a little bit. He only had 27 carries in the season coming into the game for 119 yards. He's already carried it 10 times in the first half. A little bit of rushing by Hudson Moore. The fullback, AJ Young, kind of bursted one time for 34. Wouldn't be surprised to see the Minutemen go back to running the ball, try to establish that that kind of line of scrimmage attack and then come back to passing later on as the game progresses here in the fourth.
Handoff to Green up the middle. He's out past the 35, maybe right at the 35-yard line. So a gain of 3, 2nd down and 7 coming up. So Coach Saris says, I like what Tony Van Dyne's preaching up there. Let's go back to the run.
Yeah, it just settles all your guys back in. You don't have to do anything fancy. You don't have to put the ball in the air. Just get that clock running. As an offensive lineman, you kind of like it too. One of the easiest things you can do is run block because it's what you practice the most of. Let's go right ahead, hit the guy in front of you, reestablish your dominance, whether you're on the offense or defense. And right there for the little gain of 3, Lexington back on the move here through the run.
Young back to pass. Throws it to a screen pass to Crago on the near side. Caught at the 28. He's out to the 35, out past the 40, and out at the 46-yard line before he's finally knocked down. Van Tilburg and Sauter in the area, and there is a flag. And McFrederick also might have been in on the tackle.
It's a gain of 11, but it's pending. Looks like the flag kind of came in the middle. I think they might get the ball carrier with a face mask on the defender, kind of a stiff arm. May have got his fingers wrapped around that face mask, but
pass interference.
Oh, a pass interference call.
Wow.
On the offense.
You don't see a whole lot of offensive PI called.
We've seen 2 of them.
Yeah, there's been 2 here tonight. 1 on the Arrows, and now 1 on the Minutemen.
Yeah, that one seemed to be even away from the ball.
Yeah, it wasn't on the guy who caught it. You're right.
No, it wasn't even close to the play, so surprised to see the flag come out, but it must have been more blatant than what we saw up here in the box.
Lexington coaching staff right next to us up here in the box. Not happy with the call for sure. And that'll push it back. The Arrows, the benefactor of that penalty. It's been a relatively clean game for Lexington on the penalty side, just 2 penalties in 25 yards.
Yeah, they had a couple waved off, I think, because, Ashland had a good play, so they declined the penalty. Just the 2 that were actually upheld. This is just the 3rd one that would be upheld. Referees here wanting to gather together just to make sure that they're getting this ball spotted correctly. So a little bit of a
powwow coming at the 20. Officials, referee Mark McDonald, umpire Joe Stoll, head linesman John Metzger. I don't think there's any relation. Johnny Metzger's dad's name is Mitch Metzger. Line judge Mike Kidd, and back judge Dennis Malta. It's a small town. We know people's first names, even some for a lot of their parents.
Good for you. Good for you. Still waiting for that pumpkin roll, by the way. We haven't seen a pumpkin roll up here in the box. But
I thought by now Dan Chandler would have had some sent to us.
Happy National Pumpkin Cheesecake Day here on October 21st.
Dr. Robert Poole could have sent us that. He's making the big bucks. He could have sent us some cheesecake.
Maybe he's going to whip something up for tomorrow's game on the sideline. Or we'll be over at the Eagles game, right?
That's right. 1 o'clock, 12:30 pregame there tomorrow on WNCO. Yeah, that'll be a big one. The Arrows tonight trying to win a big one, but tomorrow the Eagles taking on the Dragons of Tiffin.
Yeah, cool mascot.
There's still, by the way, there's still some sort of referee gathering going on, so that's why Tony and I are talking about mascots.
Pumpkin cheesecake and
cheesecake, pumpkin cheesecake, and mascots. Oh boy, I'm gonna get myself in trouble. The Dragons. 2 Dragons at the same time. Ball is at the 20-yard line, and we're waiting for an official's call. I really have no idea what it is, Tony. He's coming over to the coaching staff, the officials. I'm not sure. We didn't see anything blatant, and we've been in a holding pattern for now about 2 minutes where the officials are trying to figure it out. We want them to get it right. They want them to get it right, too, but both teams trying to stay loose here. Beautiful night for football.
Could use a few more fireworks in the background while we're waiting.
Yeah, where's Jory? Can't you get those fireworks to go again? All right.
So now they're moving the ball up. So I think what they had was a 10-yard penalty from the original line of scrimmage, but they're going to go from a 10-yard penalty from the penalty.
No penalty now.
Oh, no penalty.
And now that's, yeah.
Okay. Sure. It's okay. So that will be a completion of 7 yards. We got to dial this in. That was Hudson Moore on the reception for a gain of 7. So it's not 2nd and 22. Now it will be 3rd down and 2 on the 40-yard line.
11:15 to go. Clock's running again. 2nd down on 1 marker. It's 3rd down and 2. The Arrows might have jumped, but they get back. No flag yet. 3rd and 2 and a big one. Young looks outside. He's got a man caught at the 43. It's Fogel. He makes a man miss, and now he's wrapped up. But he's got the first down at the 44-yard line. And Fogel, not only big and strong, but boy, is he quick.
Yeah, lots of pressure there by Ashland, bringing 7 guys, just leaving 4 out there in coverage. Nice little catch. He had the first down. He actually kind of lost that first down trying to wrap around a defender and get past a would-be tackler. Fortunate just to get past the chains and set up a first down for the Minutemen.
Their own 44-yard line.
First possession for each team in the second half, always critical. Young in the shotgun, twins to the near side. And we've got a flag and a false start. That's going to be Cam Crago, the senior wideout, who got going early.
Sometimes an offensive lineman can get away with them if you just move a little bit, but he was a good second and a half before the ball snapped out there at wide receiver.
Yeah, he kind of looked like one of those cartoon characters where the wheels are spinning before they get going. And Crago gets called for the false start.
He was excited to run block. I kind of like that as a former offensive lineman. You don't see wide receivers excited to get downfield and run block, but he was stalk blocking that cornerback, ready to help his teammates out. So I don't mind a false start with a little bit of an effort from a specialty guy.
Crago at 6'5" on the near side. Fogel 6'4" on the far side. So probably the two biggest pair of wide receivers we've seen all season. Young back to pass. Play action looking for Fogel down the right side. He's got him. And it's incomplete on the far side. Coverage by McFrederick. And Landon on the spot.
I do love the play action look that A.J. Young gives. It's a nice long ride to his would-be running back with that ball in the hip. A nice throw of probably 30 or 40 yards, kind of a jump ball. We talked earlier in the first half about Landon McFrederick just kind of following Fogel around, going one-on-one, letting the two basketball players just kind of play a little bit of basketball. When the ball goes up there, you got to jump up there and at least knock the ball away. That win goes to Ashland's McFrederick.
McFrederick got a hand in right at the last second. Now we've got second down and 15 at the 39. Back to pass. Young rolls near side. He's got a man downfield. Caught by Fogel. Dropped, and then he got it again at the 49.
They're going to give it to him.
It's a pickup of 10. Third down and 5 coming up. Fogel tipped it to himself and held on. Young with another play action. You're right. He does a nice job of selling it, and so do their running backs.
Yeah, another nice comeback route there for Fogel. If he's not going deep, he's kind of coming on a comeback route, but not to the inside. He's always coming back to the outside. I would expect sooner or later one of those DBs are going to learn that route, and as soon as they see him break down, jump on that ball, because the ball has to run further along the field than a normal kind of in route or curl route. So that's a route that they can jump if they continue to look at that and continue to run that play for Lexington.
Young on third down looks outside of the corner, and it's caught by Fogel and a first down near the 40-yard line at the 41. Gain of 8, and a nice throw there to the sideline route. An out route by Fogel. And A.J. Young threw it on a dime.
Fogel had 21 catches coming into this game. He's going to add another 10 already. 368 yards coming into the game. He's got another 123. So Lexington obviously finding some success here. Games 9 and 10, kind of opening up the playbook a little bit. Probably wishing they would have done this earlier in the season, but a lot to build on, not just for tonight, but for years to come.
Young in the shotgun. 9 minutes to go in a third. It's a handoff. Mason Green cuts it outside, then back inside. Grissinger pulls him down at the 37, but a gain of 4. Under 9 minutes to go in a third. There is a flag deep in the secondary of the Arrows. That's usually the area of defensive holding.
Mason Green a little frustrated, thinks he got kind of targeted hit. I didn't really see that. We'll go back on the OH report here. We've got a little replay here in the box. It doesn't look really negative on the replay, but officials powwowing, as you put it, again here in midfield to talk about what's going on.
Here it is again. If you're watching on the OH report, another look at it. Not sure what he was unhappy with as he cut outside and he got pulled down, and there was nothing there. His helmet looked like it might have went into Van Tilburg's knee, actually.
The Minutemen backing up here. Not sure what the call is yet.
Well, they're walking it off on the far side.
Personal foul on the Minutemen.
Personal foul on the Minutemen.
20. Oh, nope, second down.
Yeah, back to the 48-yard line in their own territory now as they back it up. Well, one marker says first and one says second. Scoreboard says first, Tony. Depends if it was after the play, right?
Yeah, I'm sure they'll get it fixed on the field.
Second down and 21. Ball at the 48. 8:54 and counting. Young in the shotgun deep. He's got Hudson Moore and Mason Green with him.
Ashland going to a four-man front look, trying to stop this run.
Play action. Young rolls right, hits Moore out of the backfield, and he stood up right at midfield. Caden Pyatt out there and a couple other arrows as well. Stand up Hudson Moore, but they're gonna give him to the 48.
Oh, wow.
Johnny Metzger on the
gain of 4.
Well, the ball or 39 never got to the 48, just so we're clear. And you saw it on the OH report. The ball never got to the 48-yard line.
It got to a 48-yard line, just not the one that they marked it on.
17 for the Minutemen.
Third down and 17.
Will be spotted.
I don't want people throwing rule books at us again, like happened last week in Worcester. Thank you very much. 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. Quickly up to the line of scrimmage. A.J. Young in the shotgun. Single back behind him. Twins to the near side. Twins right. Play action. Young rolls near side to gain chase. He's going to launch it downfield. Tipped at the last second. Great job by the Arrows secondary. Tyler Sauter with a tremendous play to knock it down.
A couple of Ashland defenders there, kind of seeing that play develop. Another good play action play by Lexington. A.J. Young kind of booting out here to the near side. Kind of puts one down deep over the middle. The first time he's thrown into coverage. Tyler Sauter going up. Good job getting his hand on the ball, knocking that away to set up a 4th and long. Going to bring up a punt situation for the Minutemen.
Young going to punt it away, standing at his own 39. He's punting with the wind. The wind has picked back up, blowing right to left. Lex in their all white unis and helmets. Going right to left here in the third quarter. Arrows have a man deep and an up back for blocking. It's a short punt. It bounces at the 17, and it takes a roll all the way into the Arrows end zone, and the Arrows will be able to start back at the 20-yard line. Metzger just let that one go wisely, Tony. 7:46 to go in the third quarter. Lexington and the Arrows, no score in the third quarter. Lex still up a touchdown. Let's take a look at the North Central State scoreboard over on WNCOAM.com, our website. NC State, where the quality's high, the tuition is low, and you don't have to leave home to go far.
Crestview Cougars taking care of business again against Mapleton Mounties, 47-8, currently in the third quarter. The Shelby Whippets got a 2-score lead currently over Ontario, 28-14. That's a big one over there in Shelby. West Holmes taking care of business, looking like they're going to take the OCC title, 35-7 right now over Mount Vernon.
Hand off to Spots up the middle. He drags a couple of Lexington defenders with him before he's brought down at the 27. Nice pickup on first down for Caden Spots here on senior night.
One more score at halftime, 21-13. The Madison Rams trailing at home against Mansfield Tigers, but a close one over there in Madison.
Only down 8, and that's always a tough one. Those kids all know each other, Madison and senior. Always a tough one. The cliched phrase of, you can throw the records out when these two teams meet. What everybody says. That's not usually true. Bernhardt handoff to Spots. He's got the first down and then some. 35-40. Steps it outside, now back to the middle, and he runs over a couple of defenders. He's out near midfield, but there is a flag over on the far side of the field. Arrows are unhappy on the far side with the call. I think it's coming back. I think it's Johnny Metzger who's unhappy, and the officials are waving him away.
Yeah, Johnny Metzger and Landon McFrederick just lined up on the top side, well, all the way away from the play, kind of double team blocked a would-be Minutemen, and it looks like they're going to get unsportsmanlike conduct on the block, perhaps?
You saw it on the OH report, both guys blocking, and they're going to show it again if you have an opportunity.
Got to look at the top of the screen.
Yeah, there you go, at the top of the screen. Metzger and McFrederick
got the flag early, so a big play there from the 27 all the way up to the 47, a 20-yard dash for Caden Spots. Finally, a running hole that opens up for Caden. He got a nice little run for his first good run of the night, but likely to be negated here by the officials. No microphone on the ref, but personal foul on the Arrows. And a personal foul on the Minutemen, so there'll be offsetting penalties.
Replay the down.
Replay second down. Like it never happened.
Well, Caden Spots with a heck of a run, and it comes back. The Arrows with second down and 3 back at the 27-yard line.
Maybe some words were exchanged.
It's possible. We couldn't see it from that far away, and the official was right on top of it. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, Tony, and say he got the right call. All right, second down and 3, 7:05 to go in the third quarter. Arrows need to put together a drive here at some point, down a touchdown here. Second possession of the third quarter here for the Arrows. Bernhardt in the shotgun. Single to the far, trips to the near side. Handoff, spots, same play, and not much there. Maybe a yard, maybe a yard and a half. Out near the 28.
Going to give him 1 yard on the run.
They give him a yard. One guy slow to get up on the Lexington side, but appears to be okay. Trying to get a number. I think it's Cam Boozer, who seems like he's okay, the sophomore linebacker.
1 yard gain.
He's going to hobble off the field, though.
2 for the Arrows. Ball will be spotted on the 28-yard line.
3rd down and 2. Bernhardt in the shotgun. Throws it to the near side to Story. Caught. He's got the 1st down and then some. Now he's brought down around the 33, and there's extracurricular. Everybody's going at it. It's like the WWF out there. Flags going, and guys are wrestling, pushing and shoving. Oh, boy, this is not going to be good. Now, these teams, we talked about it, Tony. There's no love lost between Lexington and Ashland. There never is, but these guys went at it. They took a little extra shot at Grayson Story underneath, and Ashland didn't like it, and Colton Johnson said, I'll take care of that. Hudson Moore says, I'll take care of you.
Right.
Now they tag out. Mean Gene Okerlund's on the sideline, ready to go.
You sometimes get a couple of flags thrown by different officials who see the same thing. There's 4 flags sitting on the field because I think there's 4 different penalties. I think they're going to get Lexington on a late hit, kind of driving Story into the ground, and then Colton Johnson retaliates, and then Moore retaliates.
Oh, my.
And then a couple of calmer heads kind of pull some guys away. Good job there by Johnny Metzger, kind of pulling Colton Johnson away from the pile. It seemed like he calmed down pretty quickly, but yeah, there's going to be offsetting penalties, but Ashland's going to get the benefit of it.
They actually,
foul.
I think they actually caught the first shot, which doesn't often happen. It could have went either way.
And they're not calling the second or the third.
Yeah, the Arrows need to be smarter, though, Tony. That you can't respond in that situation, right? You have to back off.
Correct. Yeah. And that's hard to see a good friend of yours. You've been not just going through 10 weeks of games, but you've gone through all summer together. You go to school together. You're going to defend your friend when he's kind of getting the wrong doing on the field. But unfortunately, yeah. Cooler heads have to prevail because usually it's the second guy that gets the penalty, not the first.
Well, the Arrows come up the exchange on that one. 1st down and 10. Twins left. Twins to the near side. Hand off to Spots. He's through the line of scrimmage, but not much more. Stood up right at midfield by that Lex squad. And Aiden Nickel in on the tackle.
They'll give him 2.
They're going to mark it at the 49. Thank you.
On forward progress.
Caden Spots running right behind Riley Hammond and company before getting stood up and pushed back.
Brings up 2nd down and 8 for the Arrows. Ball will be spotted on the Lexington 49-yard line.
2nd down and 8. Bernhardt in a shotgun. Short drop. Blitz coming. Picked up. Bernhardt steps up. Rolls left. He's in trouble, and he gets brought down for a sack. He is leveled back there by Lexington. And he just got lit up.
Yeah, Lexington bringing extra pressure, bringing 2 outside linebackers. Picked up pretty well there in the backfield. Could have gotten maybe a holding call there by Caden Spots, but Bernhardt kind of steps up into the pocket, keeping his eyes down the field. No one pops open, and all of a sudden he's spending more time kind of dodging would-be defenders than anything. Finally got brought down there by Mason Green. Going both ways today.
Mason Green hammered him, and then Aiden Nickel came in as well. It's 3rd down and long. 3rd and 9. Ball at the Arrows 47. Back to pass. Bernhardt looks to the near side. McFrederick dropped on the bubble screen.
It's that inside screen kind of showing an outside bubble screen, but they're coming back to the inside with the offensive line blocking to the outside. It looked like it was developing quite nicely over on the OH report. If you're watching online, you can kind of see Landon kind of flaring out. All of a sudden, he'll put a foot in the ground, come back to the inside. Look at that lane. Oh, and he just can't quite keep his eyes on the ball to bring it in before he's looking down the field for the big play. So 3rd and 12 turns into 4th and 12. Landon's going to slide back in punt formation.
Yeah, the Arrows 4th down and 12. And Fogle deep, standing at his own 10. Wind has died down a little bit, but still kicking against the wind is McFrederick. No rush whatsoever. It's a short punt. Bounces at the 30, takes an Arrows roll inside the 25, down to the 21, and all the way down to the 20-yard line. A 33-yard punt for Landon McFrederick, and Lexington will start there And a big possession coming up.
Yeah, second possession here for Lexington. Both drives for Lexington to start the second half, and then Ashland's first time. Both just clunky. Both, the officials taking a lot of time to throw in flags and trying to figure out what's going on and where to mark the ball. Neither team was able really to get into any bit of a rhythm. Lexington on their first drive going about 30 or 40 yards before penalties kind of reared their ugly head and kind of killed that drive. Ashland had not a whole lot going on, but a pass interference and a personal foul got them a couple of first downs. So Lexington currently up 28-21, 4 minutes and 42 seconds to go here in the third quarter, looking to extend the lead here in week 10 of the regular season.
Young in the shotgun, twins to the right. Both the big guys, the wide outs, split wide right. Offset I formation. Young, play action, looking downfield. He's got away from one defender. He's going to tuck it and run. 20, 25, 30. And he steps out of bounds near the 35, where Metzger had to let up at the last second. And Sauter over there, actually, rather, was the one who had to let up at the last second. But a nice run by A.J. Young. And they're going to mark it all the way out near the 37-yard line.
You said the two tall receivers are out there. That was just a two-man route. One guy going deep, one guy running a post route. That was AJ's opportunity just to let one fly deep. But the near side of the field side kind of opening up. AJ just kind of tucks it and gets what he can. Going to scramble for 17 and move the chains.
Fogle to the near side. Crago to the far side. Moore and Green in the backfield. Hand off to the up man, and he's wrapped up right away. Nothing doing. That's not Mason Green. That's Dreibelbus, number 22, actually on the carry.
Stop for the Arrows, number 40.
Cooper Dreibelbus.
Cooper Dreibelbus. And we got some Dreibelbuses here in Ashland as well.
Also in on the stop, Cooper Smith.
One of our fabulous bowlers, Landon Dreibelbus. Michaela Dreibelbus. Dad, Mark. One of the bowling coaches. See?
It's great.
There you go. In the shotgun, A.J. Young. You live here long enough, you know almost everybody, it seems like. Far side is Fogle, near side's Crago. It's a handoff to Moore. He cuts it back inside on second down, and he's wrapped up at the 40-yard line. It was 2nd and 9, and we're going to give him maybe 2 yards, so it'll be 3rd down and 7. The Arrows looking for a big stop here on 3rd down coming up.
Just the 4th carry there for Hudson Moore. He's doing more blocking than anything, but 4 rushing attempts for Hudson, 35 yards. Right now, Ashland doing a little bit better of a job kind of stopping this rushing attack. They gave up over 100 in that first half. Right now, 19 rushing attempts for Lexington for 135 yards. So Ashland finding a little bit more success, kind of bringing that 4th defensive lineman in when they need on running downs, kind of selling out a little bit even more to stopping this running game here in the second half.
In the shotgun, Young. Back to pass, looking, pressure from the Arrows. He throws it out to the near side. It's caught, but nothing much there. Wrapped up at the 42. And a nice job there by the Arrows. Number 30, Connor Ole, wraps him up. So nothing doing. They're going to have to punt it away. A short gain to the outside there, and it was Joe Cottle who caught it.
4th down and 5.
4th down and 5.
Ashland doing a good job getting some pressure on A.J. Young. He just kind of gets a floating pass out there to Joe. Not a whole lot of speed on it. Good job by, was that Connor closing?
Connor Ole, yep.
Yeah.
Nice play there. 2.5 minutes to go in the third. Arrows still down 28-21. No score here in the third quarter. Young back to punt, standing at his own 29. Metzger at his own 26. It's short. Almost got to it. The Arrows brought some pressure. It takes an Arrows bounce at the 36 and tapped down at the 40, maybe the 41. Arrows will have great field position with 2:20 to go in the third quarter.
Ashland had a blocked punt last week at Worcester in the end zone. The ball ended up going into the end zone, and Ashland was able to jump on it for a special teams touchdown. I've watched for a couple of times watching this Lexington punting team not really block all that well. When Ashland brings some pressure, they finally bring all 9 this time, do the Arrows. A couple guys had an opportunity to kind of lay out and get it just shy of getting a blocked punt. So next time we see Lexington come in, I wouldn't be surprised to see Ashland come after it one more time and really tell their guys, go after that point after 3 steps where the punt is going to be hit. Don't go after where he's starting, but go after the spot where he's actually going to be punting the ball. Lay out right in front of that, see if you can't take a punt to the chest and get a big play on special teams.
Bernhardt in a shotgun, McFrederick in motion. Handoff to Spots up the middle. 45. He gets away from one defender, and he's inside the territory of the Minutemen near the first down marker. Maybe just a little short.
I think they're marking. No, they're going to give him 10 yards. They're going to move the chains, so that'll be good for 10 yards. Caden Spots, really gets hit at the line of scrimmage, kind of like 1 foot hops through a couple of guys, drags one guy, and finally shakes him off before he can get all the way up to the 50-yard line, almost the 49.
Generous spot, my friend. We'll take it. First and 10 inside the 50.
It's good for the guys in gray.
It sure is, and it's light gray against white, just so you're clear. If it could be any more difficult for us to call the numbers. Bernhardt back to pass. He's looking downfield over the middle. Got a man tipped, almost intercepted. McFrederick, Story couldn't hold on to it at the 36. A little bit behind him, and Grayson couldn't haul it in.
I'd say the same thing. Yeah, a little bit of a crossing route. Landed going to the other side was wide open, but going a little bit deeper down the field. Grayson Story kind of streaking about 10 yards behind, landed on a crossing route. Ball thrown just a couple yards behind him. Grayson does a great job of putting on the brakes, trying to come back to it. He gets a hand on it, but can't pull it in. Incompletion on first down.
Second down and 10. 1:45 to go in a third. Bernhardt in a shotgun. McFrederick in motion, splits out into the near side. It's a handoff to Spots. He goes over to the left edge, and he's out to the 45-yard line. Gain of 4. Third down and 6. Coming up for Ashland, and they need it. Boozer on the tackle for the Minutemen.
Ashland kind of going against the thing that they did in the first half, where they kind of threw that pass out to Landon when Landon kind of went on that jet motion in the back. This time on a counter play back to the middle with Caden Spots. A nice little adjustment there by the coaching staff to say, hey, we know they're going to be flying to Landon on this motion jet motion deep in the
Hudson Moore would have blown that up for a huge loss. Back to pass on third down. Bernhardt looking near side. Throws out to the 40. It's Story caught, and he's real close to the first down. He stretched, and I think they're going to give it to him. First down, Arrows. Chains are moving.
Yeah, we'll count it for 4 yards because that's what they needed. I'm not sure he got all the way to the chains by the time he came back. I thought he was on the 40, but they're going to say forward motion, puts him all the way out to the 39, which will move the chains and keep this Ashland drive going.
First down and 10 at the 39. Arrows on the move, trying to tie it up. Under a minute to go in the third quarter. Trips left. Twins to the near side. Back to pass. Bernhardt in an empty set. Throws it away, looking for McFrederick out of the flat near the 35-yard line. Not much there.
Yeah, one of the few times that you'll see Ashland go 5 wide with no motion, just kind of leaving Caden Spots out there as a running back. Nathan's clapping his hands together, getting the snap quickly. Bunch of out routes, bunch of go routes, just trying to get maybe a surprise, play for Lexington, as they're kind of looking for that motion to start the play, but nothing really there. Good man-to-man defense. Nathan just kind of fires one too far for Landon to bring back in.
Twins left, Twins right. Spots in the backfield with Bernhardt on 2nd and 10. Play action. Throws it over the middle, incomplete. He had a quick slant going with McFrederick. McFrederick wanted an interference. Him and Hudson Moore had a little bit of contact, but either way, wouldn't have gained much, maybe a yard or two.
Yeah, not sure if Landon kind of slid on that quick route or if he got pushed down by Hudson Moore, but kind of locked onto that target early. Maybe he flashed open real quick and Nathan was throwing it, but going to bring up a big 3rd and 10.
Third down and 10. Ball at the 39-yard line. Arrows need a conversion. 37 seconds to go in the third quarter. Bernhardt back to pass. Lex bringing pressure. Throws it over the middle. Incomplete. He was looking for McFrederick. There's a late flag at the 24, which was where the crossing route was. Coach Saris really unhappy on the Lexington side.
Landon McFrederick is incomplete.
Early indication by the back judges, a pass interference. Can't imagine that going against the Arrows here. And not a whole lot of contact. Maybe a hand on the back of Landon there.
Wow.
Hudson Moore just kind of playing man-to-man defense, puts a hand on him to kind of keep reference of where he's going, but he's going to get the flag to kind of bail Ashland out of a not great throw.
Well, we'll take it.
From 3rd and 10, 15-yard penalty, we'll move the chains.
Bernhardt and the Arrows need to execute. 34 seconds to go in a third quarter. Minutemen up a touchdown here at Community Stadium in a big one. Arrows win and they're in. Lex wins and they have a chance. Bernhardt throws the quick route. Caught at the 15 and now knocked down at the 14 is Johnny Metzger. DJ Johnson on the coverage.
They're going to give him 10 yards. Kind of getting pulled down after that slant route right at the line to gain. They're going to move the chain, so we'll count it as 10.
Arrows are in the red zone. First down and 10. Quickly up to the line. McFrederick in the slot. Twins left. Single to the near side. Spots in the backfield with Bernhardt. Back to pass. Bernhardt looking left. Throwing into the corner of the end zone. It's tipped away. Incomplete. Looking for Story. Cam Crago tips it away. The 6'5" defensive back. Kind of hard to throw over a 6'5" guy on a fade to the corner.
Yeah, I think that was intended for Landon. But yeah, the same call, right? Good defensive coverage. Probably one of those plays that shows up in practice pretty often. Can't quite throw it far enough to the pylon. Just kind of tipped away. Intended for Story.
2nd down and 10 at the 14. 15 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Arrows trying to pound one in here. Trips left, and now Spots goes out in the flat to the left. Bernhardt pump fakes, those over the middle, intercepted. Oh, boy, Crago's got it at the 10, 15, 20, and he's knocked down to the 22. He comes up from that deep spot in the safety roll, and Crago read that one like a book, Tony, and that's a huge turnover. The Arrows now have had 2 opportunities inside the 20 and have come away with nothing.
Yeah, and that one was just baited by Crago, sitting back there in that zone, finally kind of understanding the route trees that the Ashland's liking to run, especially when they see trips to the left. He's just kind of sitting back there middle, just waiting to see see Nathan start to make that throw. He breaks on the ball well before it's even thrown, gets in front of the receiver for the first interception and takeaway here for Lexington.
Nice tackle by Caden Spots for the Arrows.
That was a big one because he had a lot of room to go.
He sure did. Well done, young man. 8 seconds to go in a third quarter. Lexington with a football, ball at the 21. 1st down and 10 in their own side of the field. Young rolls right, looking, pressure coming, throws it away, or throws it incomplete. It skips. And that's going to be incomplete.
Oh,
no. That ball skipped.
Well, they're going to call it a complete. We're going to see a replay here on the OH report here in our box. If you're watching alongside with us, maybe we can see something. But
ball at the 33-yard line. I don't know if we have a look at that one or not, but it's 1st down and 10.
A gain of 12, and that will end the third quarter.
End of the third quarter. Lex 28-21. Back with the 4th after this on iHeart.
Are you looking for a solid career, job security, great pay, and rapid advancement? An important role with a global leader that invests in state-of-the-art technology, develops world-class solutions, and is committed to a cleaner tomorrow? Yeah, we have just what you're looking for.
Fox Sports 1340.
28-20. They're giving them a catch. 1st down and 10 on that last controversial call. And A.J. Young and the Lex Minutemen on the move here after the Arrows interception. Lex in a must-win situation here tonight to try to give themselves a chance to get into the playoffs. It's a handoff to Green up the middle, and he's out near the 38-yard line. Gain of 5. Now they're going to pull it back to the 37. Gain of 4. So just underway in the fourth quarter. The Arrows come in 5-4, Tony, and a win tonight puts them in the playoffs for sure.
Yeah, definitely seals the playoff without a question for Ashland. With a loss, they're still got a real good shot of kind of sneaking in at maybe 15 or 16, but depending on what happens throughout the state, you don't know. Like Ashland could actually fall out. It is possible with enough wins and losses for Ashland to sneak out with a loss. Unlikely, but much easier just to win here. Guarantee your spot against a much easier opponent too next week.
2nd and 6. Young hands off to Green around the left edge. He's through the line and tripped up at the 42. Ball might have been loose late, but I think the ground caused it, and they're going to call it down. He's going to be a little short of the 1st down, and a huge 3rd down coming up. 3rd down and 1 at the 42-yard line.
Yeah, I'm sure Lex would like nothing more than just to continue to run the ball here, watch this clock continue to run. But this is kind of a gut check time for the head coaching staff and for the Lexington sidelines of, hey, it's 3rd and short, 3rd and 1. You might just run it, or you could take a shot here. You could take a shot deep. You could have a comeback route. How much does Lexington want to roll the ball here, roll the dice? As they're sitting here currently up 28-21 early in the 4th.
That might have been a fumble. Seeing the replay over on the OH report, it was pretty darn close. In the shotgun, 3rd down and 1. 10.5 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Twins left, Twins to the near side, a whistle, and I think Lexington's going to talk it over on what's probably the biggest play of the ball game right now. We're going to keep it here. We don't want to miss this play, Tony.
Yeah, probably the biggest play of the season, right? When you're sitting at 3-6, like a loss and you're out. There's no questions about it. There's no chance of a playoff. So this 3rd and 1, though it seems, maybe maybe minuscule with 10:27 to go in the fourth quarter. Just keeping the clock running, keeping time of possession, keeping this Ashland offense on the sideline, that you've been able to kind of keep at bay. 21 points for Ashland, below their average for the season. That's exactly the way that the Lexington Minutemen would love to seal this one. Last year, this game came down to a wild ending with Ashland onside kicking, getting a touchdown late, maybe with a minute and a half to go, an onside kick that was recovered, and then kind of a desperation throw in the back of the end zone that Grayson Story came down with, right?
Yeah.
Just a wild one over there in Lexington. So
we might be in for one of those again.
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, but who knows?
A.J. Young and this Lexington offense comes back out. They're only averaging 16 points per game, but they put up 28. 21 of them in the first quarter as they shocked the Arrows right off the bat. But the Arrows have battled back. They tied it at 21, and then Lexington with a touchdown in the third. Now it's 28-21. There we go. Actually, late in the second, I should say. No score in the second half. High snap. Young grabs it. He throws it over the middle to Fogle. Caught at the 46. Oh, no. 50, 45, 40. He stiff arms Van Tilburg. Pops it back outside. He's knocked down at the 31 by 4 different Arrows. But that is a huge play of 27 yards for Lexington, and first down, and they are rolling. The Arrows, if they get down by 2 scores, are in trouble.
Yeah, I'll give them 28 on that. And Lexington does just the exact thing I was talking about. Instead of just running the ball up the middle, Ashland kind of coming in with a run-stop defense, brings 7 guys. A nice quick pass would have been for the first down, but a missed tackle. I didn't see who was the number on that missed tackle. That's going to be Landon McFrederick on the missed tackle, giving up another 15 or 20 yards after the missed tackle. Puts the Minutemen on the positive side of the field for them. It's now sitting on the 30-yard line.
First down and 10. Young in the shotgun. Hudson Moore to his left. Trips far side. Single to the near side. Young grabs it. Rolls out. Left pressure coming. Throws it out to the outside. Caught at the 28 and wrapped up right away on the outside. Jamirian Fagan with the catch.
Maybe catch
Sauter limping after the tackle. Kind of limping back to the secondary.
Just a catch of 1 yard, though. You know, a pretty good, tremendous play there for A.J. Young to kind of get outside. Ashland bringing a little bit of pressure, again, coming from the backside.
Like Gunnar Lacey on the pressure.
9-yard.
Second down and 9 at the 29, approaching the 9-minute mark. Clock is not Ashland's friend right now. Young in a shotgun. Handoff up the middle. Hudson Moore, not much there. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage at the 29. So no gain. Good job of the Arrows defensive line. I've seen Bryson Martin in there a little bit defensively on that D line a little bit here tonight as well. But the Arrows with a nice stop up front, trying to get a number on that. Might have been Briggs.
I think half the football team was off the tackle.
Right. Yep. And so the Arrows now need a stop on third down and 9.
This is likely 4-down territory, though, even for the Minutemen. You know, they got a little bit of a field goal kicker, but sitting at the 29-yard line, this is too far for a field goal and way too far down the field for a punt. So even here at 3rd and 9, there's probably 2 opportunities if you're a Minuteman fan.
Young in the shotgun, 2 on the play clock. They're going to have to hurry. They snap it with 1. He catches it, rolls to the near side, pressure. Now he's going to lob it up into the end zone for one of his big guys. It's tipped. Fogle can't hold on to it. Incomplete. It'll be 4th down and 9 with 8:22 to go in the 4th.
Well, a non-advised pass there for A.J. Young, just kind of hoping that his big guy can come down with it, and he almost does. He kind of tips it to himself 3 or 4 times. A.J. not really finding anyone, kind of wanted to run it, but saw that too many Ashland Arrows are kind of outside, kind of bracketed him. Fogle goes up, tips it 2 or 3 times to himself, even with 5 or 6 would-be defenders for Ashland. Fogle still had an opportunity to bring that down. Going to bring up 4th down, and they're going to bring in the field goal kicker.
A.J. Young going to boot it. It's at the 36. It's a 46-yard field goal, guys. His long is 45 this year. He's 2 for 6. He's had a couple blocked. This is huge. 8:22 to go. Snaps good. Holds good. A whistle and what? Timeout by someone, and I'm not sure who called it. Lexington calls timeout. That's their second.
Timeout on the field.
Wow.
There must have been something that they didn't like about it. You know, Ashland dropped back a would-be receiver on the field goal in case it's blocked or short. Maybe they just wanted to tell their guys, hey, if this thing goes awry, be aware that Metzger's back there. He can't be returned. You guys got to kind of flare out, fill the lanes. You go from a field goal blocking unit to a tackling unit. Maybe they've never talked about that. Maybe the coaching staff just said, hey, would much rather use my second time out of the second half to talk this through with 8:20 to go in the 4th quarter than to give up a big special teams play. But, you know, Lexington has the opportunity here to extend this to a 2-possession game, currently leading 28-21 on a would-be 45-yard field goal attempt.
And now the holder is at the 35. He had been at the 36. So that's interesting. He moves up a little bit, maybe to shorten that snap. Dylan Jamison, backup quarterback, is the holder.
It also shortens you have to raise the trajectory angle.
Yes, you do, and he's had 2 blocks this year.
Yeah, if anything, I would want to scoot back a yard, not scoot up, but they're going to put it right at the 35.
Here we go. A.J. Young coming on to kick the field goal. 45 yards. 8:20 to go. Lexington trying to make it a 2-score lead here at Community Stadium. The Arrows need to come up with something. Good snap. Good hold. Kick is away. Oh, my.
Short.
It's short. It's short. Knocked down by the wind a little bit. Young can't get it to go. The Arrows will take over on downs.
Yeah, I would think if you're facing the other way and you get a little bit of wind assistance and not wind resistance, maybe that thing sneaks over. But it was still a good 6 or 7 yards short.
I don't think there's any chance I kicked that ball against the wind from 45 yards.
Like you as a
No, I know I couldn't do it.
As a coach.
I mean, as a coach.
Okay, thank you. I was just checking.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
I did see my dad at my age kick a 40 to 45-yard field goal barefooted. Just so you know, I have seen a man my age kick a field goal that far.
I believe it's
There was no pressure coming on him, so... There you go, everybody. You just got a glimpse into my personal life. First down and 10, ball at the 20. The Arrows with 8:14 to go. All 3 timeouts. Plenty of time left, but down a touchdown. Trips right, single to the near side, and, of course, spots to the sidecar, Bernhardt.
McFrederick's still bracketed by 2 defenders out here on the near side.
Back to pass. Little bubble screen on the far side like they tried to run earlier. Trying to catch a number on the far side. Now, that's McFrederick who caught it, and I think Metzger was bracketed on the near side. But a short gain, maybe of 1, right, Tone? I think that's a 1-yard pickup.
1-yard gain on the play brings up 2nd down and 9.
And it must have been Johnny Metzger on the near side that they had the bracket.
Yeah, and you would think if they're bracketing one guy, that means they're taking 2 defenders to go one-on-one. Metzger going kind of as close to the sideline as possible. This time, just man-to-man defense. You have to find an open receiver, or at least have plenty of time in the pocket if you're playing 10-on-9 football.
Bernhardt going to tuck it and run on 2nd down, and he's out near the 1st down. He's got it. So Bernhardt looking downfield, and the Arrows pick up a 1st down on the Nathan Bernhardt run. Trying to see where they're spotting it at the 32, so a gain of 11.
I gave him 14.
Well, they moved it back to the 32, so
all right,
and there's a flag, Tony. Oh, and a hold against the Arrows. Oh, and a huge play there for Ashland.
So it won't
pushing them back.
The Minutemen there, just a 3-man front, kind of leaning to one side, just kind of all sliding to the right, giving Bernhardt plenty of time to kind of look downfield, see that there's nothing there. Does a good job tucking it, finding the sticks. But yeah, I don't know who that's going to be on. We don't have a microphone on the official tonight. He's not making much of an effort either to kind of signal back to coaches what number it is. So we're just going to have to trust that it was a hold. Going to set up 2nd and 19.
2nd and 19 at the 12-yard line now. And they need to pick up at least half of this to make it a manageable 3rd down, I would think, Tone.
Yeah, you want at least 9 or 10 here to make 3rd down manageable, because you at least have to start thinking about 4-down territory. Currently down by 7.
Bernhardt in a shotgun, spots to the near side. Looking to pass, pressure coming, he's going to lob it, he's got McFrederick, 30, 35, 40, he might go all the way, 1 man to beat, 30, 25, 20, he hesitates, 10, 5, dives for the pylon, he's in, McFrederick, 88 yards from Bernhardt, it's tied with the extra point.
I don't know why you don't get excited about Friday Night Football, Brandon. You know, this is a big game, and that was a huge play for the Ashland Arrows. Lexington just kind of rolling the dice, saying, hey, we're going to go man-to-man. We're going to bring a little bit of extra pressure to get in Bernhardt's face to make this 2nd and 19 even harder. Landon just on a go route, just outruns the would-be one-on-one coverage defender. Bernhardt does a nice job just kind of floating it out there just enough for Landon to get a hand on it. He breaks 1 tackle, and then a good job downfield blocking. Colton Johnson, Jonathan Metzger, all those guys just kind of dashing in between defenders, letting Landon cut back and forth, getting all the way down 88 yards for the score. 1 extra point here coming to lock it up at 28.
The important extra point, Braxton Hunt. Snaps good, holds good, kick is away, and it's good. 28 apiece. Back with more after this on iHeartRadio.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Spots kicks it away, and it goes out of bounds, maybe intentionally. No return. Good field position to start for Lex, but no return. What a ball game this has been. Lexington jumps out 21-0 right away. 5 seconds into the second quarter, the Arrows battle back to tie it at 21 and then give up a late touchdown in the first half. And that's where we stood until just a few seconds ago. And now it's all square at 28 with 7:21 to go. The Arrows win and they're in the playoffs. Lexington loses and they're out.
Good
Brandon Wells, Tony Van Dyne here in the booth. I'm a little excited tonight.
I like it.
All right, Tony. Lexington coming out with Fogel and Crago.
Jory needs to give us that extra point on the point after attempt to make it 28-28.
Yeah, we'll make sure everybody's got it. Yeah, thank you very much. 28-28. All square if you're watching on the OH report. 7:21 to go. I'd be hesitant to count those extra points, too, the way we've done it this year. Short run up the middle, not much there. Maybe a yard by Mason Green. Good job by Gunnar Lacey to bring him down right away.
Yeah, how much can you say good about this freshman, currently third leading tackler for the Ashland Arrows? He didn't even start the first game because they weren't sure that they were going to need him, but he came on early in the season, continues to play well, continues to be a guy that's going to be a menace for offenses for years to come. Good job there by Gunnar.
Arrows trying to reload with some young guys on the fly, including quarterback Nathan Bernhardt, who's played well tonight. In the shotgun, A.J. Young trips to the left, single to the near side. Fogel, Young rolling out left, looking downfield, pressure, throws it out in the flat, wide open, caught at the 40, and then to the 45, and still on his feet, and trying to rip the ball loose of the Arrows, and they might have it. Arrows football! Johnny Metzger, of course, comes out of that strong with the leg. Loose ball.
Jamirian just continuing to battle for extra yards. Ashland doing a good job. First guy kind of stands them up, and the next couple of guys just start stripping at it. A.J. Young does a good job kind of firing that ball out there, trying to move the chains. But, yeah, a better play by Ashland. This turnover battle that Lexington continues to struggle with, they were -10 on the turnover battle. We said at the start of the game, they've got to win the turnover battle. They were until right there. Now we're even. One interception for the Ashland Arrows thrown in our red zone just a couple of drives ago. And here, you hear this? Nice.
I like it.
It'll be first.
Bring it on, trumpets. Oh, yeah. I love it.
The Lexington 46-yard line.
And a shotgun. Arrows, 6.5 minutes to go. It's all tied at 28. Trips to the near side. Single to the far. Spots in the backfield with Bernhardt. Handoff. Spots. Cuts it back up the middle. He's inside the 45. Still on his feet. And now finally brought down near the 44. Couple of yards there. And Frederick in. Bay's out. Metzger back in. Those guys got a short break there after being on the defensive side. Coach said, don't give you one play off, and then you're going back in.
Yeah, and that's probably more just an emotional break of like, hey, just cool the internal clock. I know you're excited. I know we just tied it up. I know you're just hyped up by the turnover. Good job. Take one play and just take a breath, get some water. We're going to run the ball anyway. We'll get you right back in. So good job there. You got lots of talented receivers and DBs. You can rotate them in and out if you're the Ashland Arrows.
Franz and Baith back out. Bernhardt looks to the near side. Not much there. Caught at the 43 by McFrederick and pulled down or suplexed down at the 48. They're going to mark it at the 42. Gain of 2. And still 3rd down and 6. 5.5 minutes to go, Tony, and a big play coming up.
Yeah, big plays because you're almost, real close to midfield. You're sitting at the 42-yard line. If you don't pick this up, I think a punt is probably possible or likely.
With the wind, you have the wind.
Yeah, with 5.5 to go, you want to stay aggressive. I'd expect Cedar's still going to dial up something 5 wide and let the freshman kind of fire something down here. You've been so successful on big plays, especially on third down. We've got completions of 66 yards, 88 yards, and 56 yards. A lot of those coming in third and long situations where we really thought Ashland was backed up, but sure enough, a nice little pass and a run after the catch.
Bernhardt looking downfield, incomplete over the middle. There's a flag. Hudson Moore on McFrederick again. The big fella can't keep it together, and they're going to call it on Hudson Moore, and it's going to be 15 yards. McFrederick, second time that we've gotten the benefit of that call, Tony.
I don't know if it's a second or if it's the third time, but yeah, again, Landon McFrederick just running a post route over the middle. Bernhardt kind of firing one over. He's got him there. I'm not sure that's a penalty. Maybe there was a hand wrapped around his waist that we couldn't see on the backside, but Hudson Moore gets called at least for his second, if not for his third. We'll not just give him the first down, but we'll also move from the 42-yard line all the way up. We're up to the 27.
For the Arrows.
First down and 10. Arrows on the move. 5 minutes to go.
8 penalties now for Lexington. Now 100 yards of penalty yards for the Minutemen.
28 apiece. Arrows with a stirring comeback and an opportunity to steal one and get into the playoffs tonight. Handoff, spots up the middle, inside the 25, down to the 23. Gain of 4 for Caden.
Caden Spots on the carry, tackle made.
I would think that's a play that I would come back to. Caden Spots hasn't had a whole lot of room to run, but I like that you've been threatening to throw the ball. You've thrown the ball successfully. Now Caden Spots, the clock is probably on your side. 4 minutes and 40 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. You still have the opportunity to pick up a couple of first downs. Moving the chain and running the clock is your friend. So I would go back to 20 here.
Cam Boozer with the tackle. The Arrows have all 3 timeouts. Lexington down to 1. It's a handoff to Spots. He darts back inside the 20, inside the 15. He's just bullying his way inside the 10 and down near the 5-yard line. Gain of 18. Caden Spots carrying the load. First and goal, Arrows.
His best run of the day. Now 13 carries, 59 yards. He was looking for pay dirt. And we're going with a heavy package.
Bernhardt out. McFrederick will be at the quarterback spot. It's the heavy / speed package. So Bernhardt checks out. An interesting grouping coming in. First and goal. Grissinger's in there. McFrederick at quarterback, I presume, and he is. Spots in there.
Metzger out.
Truax in there. Metzger and Story split wide. Handoff. Spots, and he's hit at the line. Still goes forward. Falls near the 2, maybe the 3. So a short gain, but it'll be second down and goal. Approaching the 4-minute mark.
Yeah, this is the time that, 34 seconds on the play clock. You want to use all 30 seconds. You don't want to be in a hurry. This is another time that, get all your guys in the huddle. Tell everyone, hey, take a break real quick. We got 30 seconds. We can even take a timeout if it gets down to a spot where we don't want to take a delay of game call. But now 20 seconds on the play clock. You still got plenty of time to get a running play in. You don't want to throw the ball here unless you know it's going to be open because you want to keep this clock rolling.
McFrederick still in there, quarterback. He's got Spots to the left, Grissinger to the right. Truax in there as the H-back. 3 on the play clock. Grissinger in motion. Keeper by McFrederick to the near side. He gets to the edge. Dives in. He's in. Touchdown. Stayed up straight. And McFrederick from 3 yards out. Is taking the lead.
Another trick for Landon McFrederick now. 1 rushing touchdown, 1 receiving touchdown, and 1 passing touchdown for number 1.
Landon with the hat trick, and the Arrows up 34-28. Extra point on its way shortly. It's a big one. Braxton Hunt. The Arrows need this one. Stretch it to a 7-point game. Crowd hushes. Good snap, good hold. It's up. And it's good. 35-28. We'll take our final break and be back with more after this on iHeartRadio.
Need your lawn looking its best? Then Clips and Cuts is who you call. We have the knowledge, experience, and passion to create the most beautiful lawns and landscaping for residential and commercial mowing. plus complete landscape installments, landscape design, shrub pruning, and tree trimming. We also specialize in hardscape, offering a variety of patios, retaining walls, water features, and even snow plowing during the winter months. Call Nick Ritchie to schedule your services today.
Space ball. Space. Delivered by through Lexington.
Spots to boot it away. The Arrows have come all the way back, and it's off the hands of Wyndham, and it'll go into the end zone for a touchback. Find all the scores from Football Friday night on the Central State High School football scoreboard at our website, WNCOAM.com. See State where the quality's high, the tuition is low, and you don't have to leave home to go far. Tony, you have anything exciting? I know the Shelby, Ontario game was a close one last time I heard from Aaron Hines. It was in a similar fashion to what we got going on here at the half. 3:17 to go here in the fourth quarter, and Tony is working on the scores.
Crestview Cougars taking care of business, 47-8 over Mapleton. They're going to go on to win. That's in the third quarter, but big enough lead. We don't have to worry about that one. Worcester going to take a loss, final 41-7.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, West Holmes completes their undefeated season over the Mount Vernon Yellow Jackets, 49-14. The Mansfield Tigers take the win over the Madison Rams, 37-13. Now, as a final, Ontario comes back to beat Shelby, 35-28.
Young on the move, rolls left. He hits Fagan and caught at the 26, knocked down at the 27. Second down and 3 coming up, 3-minute mark as we approach the 3-minute mark. Arrows up 7. And Ontario comes all the way back to win, and they're going to the playoffs.
Yeah, I need to hear more of that story from some Shelby coaches. I'm not sure what happened there for that flip of the game in the third and fourth quarter, but yeah, congratulations, Ontario.
Second down and 3. Young in the shotgun. Lexington having to hurry. There's a flag. It might have been offsides on the Arrows. He's rolling left. He's going to tuck it and run to the 30. Steps out of bounds near the 33-yard line. I think maybe Ashland might have stepped off sides.
Yeah, we're going to just hold on that first down run.
Now I'm seeing an illegal shift, maybe, Tone.
Yeah, second penalty comes out. It wasn't enough to stop the play.
2:40 on the clock. There's a flag on the far side at the 24.
Both
There's
line
a flag
judges.
on the near side. Yeah, it might have been an illegal shift, actually, on Lexington. Coach Saris all the way out on the field.
Yeah, a big 2nd and 3 that ended up being a first down on a run by A.J. Young, the quarterback, but it is an illegal shift.
And ball back at the 22. So second down and 8 now coming up. It's a big 5 yards going the wrong way. The Arrows defensively, one stop, and this one's over.
Yeah, and continuing to be aggressive are the Ashland Arrows. No one real back, kind of playing a cover zero, just trusting man-on-man, putting some pressure on A.J. Young here. Lots of guys in the box.
Young in a shotgun. Back to pass, looking, pressure up the middle. He steps up, now steps left. He's going to run it. Truax is tackling him and brings him down at the 23. And I think the Arrows got a late face mask, an accidental one, but it doesn't matter. The whistle's there, the flag's there. As he was going down, one of the Arrows' defensive backs was coming in and got him. I think it might have been Sauter.
Yeah, nice tackle just for a gain of 1. Good pressure up front, making AJ kind of pull down the ball. Not able to throw the ball down the field, but on that tackle, like Brandon said, just getting a hand a little bit too high on that face mask. He didn't get pulled down by the face mask, but that's not going to matter. They're going to march it out all the way up to the 39-yard line and move the chains for a first down for Lexington.
Costly penalty for the Arrows. Not an intentional one, not trying to hurt anybody, but it doesn't matter. Still 15 yards and kind of an accidental one, but first and 10, ball at the 39, 2:23 to go in the fourth. Arrows up a touchdown. Lexington on the move here at Community Stadium. Minutemen need to win to have any shot at making the playoffs. Young takes the snap, looks, he's going to launch it downfield. It's going to be intercepted. Then Frederick's got it at the 40, and the Arrows have it. The 35, 40, 35, and he comes out of bounds near the 30.
Pass, he's intercepted.
The Arrows have an opportunity to put this one away.
Just a busted play. AJ Young not really finding any receiver open. Had 2 receivers out there in routes, neither of them even looking back for the football. I think he thought he had a comeback route there. for his big guy, Fogel. Fogel, though, continues to run deep. Good job by Landon getting his eyes back on the quarterback, sees the ball kind of fluttering back away from anyone. He makes the adjustment, makes the interception on the 40, and runs it back all the way over to his side of the football, side of the field, now marked on the 30-yard line.
Now, if only McFrederick had ran it back for a touchdown, it wouldn't have been just a hat trick.
What do you call 4?
I don't know.
I don't either.
I would need somebody from a hockey
and now a penalty flag
me.
Gets thrown by the side judge.
I don't know what it is, and it's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct on Lexington.
So not the 30, but they're going to move it another 15.
That's going to be down to the 15. I think that's 15 yards, Tony.
Yeah, I believe so.
And the Arrows, the benefactor of that one. 2:11 to go here. Lexington with just one timeout. And at this point, Tony,
you can take knees. Right?
If you're Lexington, yeah. If I'm Lexington, I'm letting the Arrows score so that I can get the ball back, try to score, and go onside kick. That's the only chance you have at this point.
Yeah.
Statistically, analytically, it's the only chance.
Or fumble, interception, some. I mean, this is the Mansfield Senior game that we just thought, gosh, Mansfield Senior doesn't need a first down. They just need to not fumble the ball. And Senior put it on the ground, and Ashland had the opportunity late in that game to take the win. So Bernhardt's still back in the shotgun.
1st and 10 over on the sideline. Lex coaching staff talking with the officials, and not sure what's going on the far side. Official
seems confident in how they have ruled, though. Just getting back in position.
I'm guessing it's going to be a handoff to Caden Spots, who I think only has one fumble all year, and maybe in the last 2 years.
I couldn't go back to last year, but just the West Holmes game, I think a couple weeks ago was his first fumble, not just fumble and loss, but fumble of the season. Yeah, he just very sure-handed.
Bernhardt in the shotgun, Spots to his right, Twins left, handoff to Spots. Starts through the line, they're going to let him score. And that's where Spots should go down at the 1. That's the old thing. Now it's a touchdown. Caden Spots is in.
15.
But this happened with the Browns a couple weeks ago where Nick Chubb ran it in and should have went down at the 1-yard line, right? Now, telling a high school kid to do that is hard to do.
Yeah, I think Caden realized that once he hit the 5-yard line, he kind of started to look around, and he tiptoed into the end zone, happy to get the touchdown, but I think he kind of realized, should I have gone down there? But all the same, 41-28, extra point here coming. It is the freshman Gabe Bay doing the long snapping. Landon McFrederick, I think, is out there still being the holder. That's going to be a 15-yard touchdown run for Spots.
Extra point pending, 2:06 to go. Wise decision by the Lexington staff to tell their guys, let him score. Extra point is up, and it's good, 42-28. Arrows up 2 scores with 2:06 to go in the fourth quarter. But again, analytically, only chance they had here was if the Arrows scored there.
Correct, yeah.
So the Arrows will boot it away here after a couple of huddles and get it rolling again.
Each week throughout the high school sports season, we will select the iHeartRadio Athlete of the Week, presented by the Neil Cady Insurance Agency of Ashland and Norwalk, specializing in auto, home, life, and business insurance. Get a free quote, neilcadyinsurance.com. That's Neil, K-A-D-E-Y, insurance.com. See photos and read all about our athletes at WMANFM.com. Caden Spots now 15 rushing attempts, 76 yards on the game, 1 touchdown. Nathan Bernhardt, 21 for 32 for 348 passing yards. He's got 3 touchdowns. Landon McFrederick has the other passing touchdown, 1 for 1 for 18 yards. Johnny Metzger, 10 targets, 9 catches, 173 yards, and the 1 touchdown. Landon McFrederick goes for 2 touchdowns, 106 yards receiving on 9 catches. Another touchdown catch tonight currently by Grayson Story, 3 catches for 78 yards. Another rushing touchdown by Landon McFrederick just there, which puts your Ashland Arrows up 42-28 with 2:06 to go here in the fourth.
Arrows will play next Friday night. It looks like if they're able to hold on, we'll have that game for them. We'll have that game for you. It's a short kick. Bounced, and Wyndham grabs it at the 8. He's out to the 10, the 15, the 20, still on his feet, 25, 30, 35, and out to the 37. He had one man to beat, and he got brought down there. Nice job by the Arrows to finally make a tackle. Isaac Stewart in on the play for Ashland. Nice job there actually from the 4 for Wyndham, who made a couple guys miss.
Wyndham on the return.
And nice job there. You got to go low. See a lot of high tackling there, and you're going to see that on film tomorrow. When these guys watch this game or this weekend, they're going to say, hey, young man, You can't tackle at the numbers. You got to tackle at the knees.
Yeah, I mean, any freshman football game, any JV football game, and I'm pretty sure on Friday nights on the sideline, that is the thing they harp all the time is keep your head up, bring your hips, don't dive, don't lean. Just a hard thing to learn, to trust your body, to trust that the contact is going to come, that there's going to be a collision. Football is a contact sport for just that reason. You can't just kind of grab at ankles.
Young. Oh, no, it's Dylan Jamison in there, quarterback, and his pass deflected by Caden Pyatt right at the line of scrimmage. Pyatt got in his face and knocks it down. The senior Caden Pyatt in his last game at Community Stadium with a big play, and the officials didn't like it. They're giving him a little warning because Caden got a little bit of mouth there going at the quarterback.
Kind of excited, yeah. Yeah, Dylan Jamison had a nice little game. He's 9 for 20 for the season, 168 yards. He had 2 touchdown passes last week against Madison. They're going to bring him in and continue to let him to throw this football, both for a little bit of experience and probably better as the passing quarterback here for Lexington.
Bad snap. Jamison's going to have to trap it and fall on it, and he just falls on it like a grenade, and he takes that one for the team. 1 timeout remaining for Lex. It's now 3rd down and long. Back at the 35. They're going to have to hurry to the line. They hurry to the line. 3rd down and long. Jamison in the shotgun. Back to pass. Looking. Steps out. He's going to run. There's a hold because the flag is thrown. He's out to the 42. Another flag is thrown. And it would be a gain of 7 and 4th down and 7 if it holds. But multiple flags, I think, in the backfield that look like holding.
Yeah, sometimes you might get a hands to the face call in the backfield, but that's kind of an odd call. Usually, if in passing situations, it's going to be a holding call, and that's exactly what it is. So, from the line of scrimmage, they're going to walk it back another 10 yards and make 3rd and 14 even longer. 3rd and 24 coming up here. They're going to walk it back still with the clock stopped. Then after the ball is set, they will wind the clock here with 1:28 to go.
Penalty will move
3rd down and 24.
The Lexington 25-yard line.
That's some breaking news I'm seeing about Alabama football, by the way. In the shotgun, Dylan Jamison with 1:28 to go. High snap, it's loose. Jamison can't get it. It's Arrows football. This one's over. Caden Pyatt falls on it and says, how's that for a senior night?
Yeah, not sure what the problems were there between the center and the quarterback, but all of a sudden, I don't know if they brought in another center for this last drive, but 2 or 3 bad snaps. This one goes right over the head. A.J. Young, the previous quarterback, had done a good job of kind of tapping those back to himself. Dylan Jamison not quite ready for the speed or the height of that snap. Can't contain it. He goes back to jump on it, but the Ashland defender just kind of undercuts him, grabs the football. Going to get the recovery on the 15-yard line with 1:24 to go. Just the 1 timeout for Lexington. This should be victory formation time for the Arrows.
Arrows up 42-28, Tony. What a turn of events. Down 21-0 to start this ball game. 5 seconds into the second quarter, and now the Arrows have outscored the Minutemen 42-7. Now the score is 42-28, my friend.
Yeah, it looked incredibly one-sided, and I think you and I were kind of giving side eyes of like what just happened when we were down 21-0. I'm like, are we really going to have to go play a number 1 or number 2 seed next week here in the playoffs? A good recovery though, not only by the defense but special teams playing well, forcing some turnovers defensively. The offense finally got humming. Just a nice recovery, I guess I would say. There's lots of reasons why you could hang your head, but a good job by the seniors. This Ashland Arrows football team, just tremendous leadership. Last year and years previous, coaches always talk about how great their seniors are. This is just a really special group of seniors, though, who are going to be playing their final night at Community Stadium. They were a vocal bunch. They embraced the younger underclassmen who were kind of filling in some spots and some gaps where they needed to be strong. They've come together as a team. They've kind of persevered through some adversity. That first game against Norway, gosh, there's a lot of reasons why you should hang your head on a 7 turnover game and just let the season kind of fall away from you. But week after week, they came back, they got better, they continued to learn. And now here with 1:24 to go, we're talking about playoff football next week.
Playoffs? And Bernhardt takes the shotgun, takes a knee. The Arrows will be able to do that 2 more times. Depends if Lex decides to call their timeout. They do. They call their last timeout.
I don't mind that. You mind that?
Listen, this is the last game of the season for Coach Saris. You can't take him with you on the bus, so I don't blame him. You never know with a snap. Anything could happen.
And it's a little bit of culture, too. I never want to see coaches give up on – you don't want your kids to ever give up, right? You always harp, hey, no matter what the score is, no matter how far down we are down, You keep your composure. You continue to play hard. So as a coaching staff, I don't actually mind for someone to take that time out because, like you said, you never know what's going to happen. Bad snap, bad fumble. And you're just modeling, hey, we're going to play until this thing is done, until we're out of timeouts, until we're at 0-0s. Lexington Minutemen, now on their third head coach here in 3 seasons, still just trying to establish a culture. Obviously, they're good in baseball. They're a great cross-country team. They're going to be a tremendous basketball team. This football team is probably the one spot maybe in all their sports that they're the weakest, and really they're not weak. They're just underdeveloped because of a lack of consistency in their head coaching staff, which hopefully here is going to be fixed in years to come.
The Arrows up 42-28, 1:17 to go in the fourth quarter.
McFrederick now at quarterback.
Frederick in there, spots to the left.
I think this is senior night. Finish with your seniors on the field.
I like it. Back to pass. Oh, boy. He's rolling right, looking downfield, maybe trying to throw to another senior. And McFrederick runs out of bounds for a loss of however many, and they go out of bounds. So
McFrederick runs out of bounds.
Not the smartest decision we've seen one of our guys make out there.
That's going to be a loss of what? We're going to say a loss of 4. I think that was, hey, Coach, can we throw a pass to, and I'm not even sure who was going out there. Who's the guy?
I didn't see it.
Yeah, maybe it was,
right.
I mean, maybe Grissinger. Parker sometimes out there. Maybe they wanted to throw a pass to Parker, the defensive middle linebacker who doesn't get to play a lot of offense.
He's a senior.
Yeah.
I see it. I got you. Ethan Truax is out there, too.
They're going to run the same play, now just hand it off to Spots.
And Spots will run it short.
The carry.
Gain of 0.
Made by number 18. Direction number 30.
42-28.
Cam Prego.
Well, I like getting some funny notes from our OH report producer director.
We're gonna have to do something here though, but there's not enough time now because Landon stepped out of bounds. It's now 4th and 19, but the play clock is shorter than the game clock, so we're either gonna have to run a play and give Lexington one more shot at this.
So you run it down and then you take the penalty, or you take a timeout.
Take a timeout, I guess. 5-4 on the play clock. Now down to 2. Ashland will call a timeout to save the 5-yard penalty and figure out what to do here on 4th and 19.
Timeout on the field.
Do you try to kick a field goal maybe with your senior kicker? That might be what's going on.
But think of all the things that can go wrong, right? I mean, like it's
25
possible.
seconds. It is almost mathematically impossible to lose this ball game right now. You bring out Braxton Hunt maybe to kick a field goal as his last. I mean, he's a senior, right?
Yes.
It would be 41 yards for Hunt.
I see Jackson Aber out there. He's a sophomore.
Yeah, that's.
I don't know what they're doing.
It looks like they're lining up for a field goal, Tony.
Yeah, Gabe Bates is out there. Yeah, the long snapper. So
Frederick's the holder.
They're going to mark it right at the 31-yard line. Currently up by 14.
I got no problem with this. You run out your senior field goal kicker to kick.
Yeah. Have we kicked a field goal this year?
Oh, geez. I can't remember. How's that for how old I am? I don't remember, Tony.
I got
one. We have one. He kicked a 20-yard field goal.
Okay.
1 for 1.
Hey, let's make it 2 for 2 here, boy.
All right, my man, Braxton Hunt coming out to try to put a little cherry on top.
This is in his range, and the wind is in his favor. So
he's got a little wind with him.
Yeah.
41 yards. We've seen him make this in pre-games. And it's kicked low. It's got a chance. It's off the bar, right off the crossbar. And Hunt can't put it through.
No good.
And a good effort there by Braxton Hunt on senior night. And the Arrows give him all kinds of consolation and say, hey, that's all right. We gave you an effort. He got a little low, couldn't get it up there and out in the wind. Now the wind picks up. If he maybe had that about 40 seconds ago.
Yeah. Yeah, and more than likely they're going to run the seniors out here one more time. The seniors got to start the game here. All senior starters on the defensive side started this game. They're going to probably finish the same way. I see Van Tilburg going out there. I see a handful of other seniors that have played a lot, not just this season, but seasons in the past have continued, like I said, continue to be great culture setters.
It'll be first.
Braden Long's out there, number 14.
From their own 20-yard line.
Caden Pyatt.
A.J. Young back in there at quarterback, I think. Trips near side, single to the far side.
Yeah,
21 seconds remain. It's a throw over the middle of Fogle. Here's a little hook and lateral to Wyndham. Wyndham can fly. 30, 35, 40. And he goes out of bounds near the 45 with 11 seconds remaining. You're still almost now at a point of statistical impossibility because of the time it would take to go 55 yards and then try to get it back on an onside kick. This ball game is, for all intents and purposes, over.
Correct.
That's my Hawk Harrelson for you tonight. First down and 10 at the 44, 11 seconds to go. Arrows with a 2-touchdown lead here at Community Stadium in the waning seconds.
I'd expect the same play here, another hook and ladder. I'm not sure how many trick plays you have up your sleeve when you need 60 yards, but Ashland's going to take one more timeout.
Going to bring out all the seniors if they haven't already, maybe?
I think they actually may bring in the underclassmen.
And let the seniors come out and get an ovation?
And then, yeah, let the seniors get a little appreciation for a nice little season.
Arrows with a win tonight will move to 6-4, and there they go. Yep, the young guys coming in, and all the seniors stepping out, and the Arrows faithful letting them have it and giving them what they deserve. Everybody's giving high fives. Thanks, Tony.
You're welcome.
Oh,
everyone's getting high fives.
Yep. 44, I got nothing. 42-28, ball at the 44. Lexington came in with a good game plan and gave it a good effort here tonight. But they're going to come up short. Jamison in the shotgun. Twins left, twins to the near side. Arrows 3 down linemen. Everybody else kind of dropped 5, 10, 15 yards off the line of scrimmage. Back to pass. Jamison looking. He's got all days. He's going to launch it downfield. He's got Wyndham. Whoa, boy. Wyndham, man, that's going to be interference on the Arrows. That'll keep it rolling. That's
it's going to be on Braden Morris, who actually just kind of ran in from the sideline. I think they realized they only had 10 guys on the field, and Braden just kind of jumped on the field at the last minute to be that 11th man.
Braden Morris, the senior.
He just kind of took off to the middle of the field, and luckily, I guess he got there because it would have been a completion. It would have been a nice gain there for Lexington, but you know, with 3 seconds to go on the clock, no way to stop the clock. They're going to set the ball here. Lexington will get one more play with the ball set on the 41-yard line. How about 19 penalties for 205 yards between the two teams?
Sweet Moses. 3 seconds to go. In the shotgun, Young trips near side, single to the far. Last play of the ball game, most likely. Dylan Jamison going to just launch it up towards the 10. It's intercepted by the Arrows.
Here comes.
25, 30.
Dwayne Johnson.
Oh, 40, 45, 50. And he is destroyed out of bounds at the 40 by Aiden Nickel, who's just laying into him. All right, gentlemen. Let's just separate. The ball game's over. 42-28. Let's enjoy the night. Ball game's over, and Lexington's coaching staff coming over, grabbing their guys, saying, all right, guys, let's get out of here. And Arrows with a big win, 42-28. Well, it has been a tremendous come-from-behind victory for the Arrows to clinch the playoffs here at Community Stadium. The Arrows move to 6-4, 4-3. They finish up in conference play. Lexington falls to 3-7, 3-4 in conference play. If you're over on the OH Report or here on iHeartRadio, stay tuned. We'll have some more here in the post-game show for you. We'll be back right after this break here on iHeartRadio.
Need your lawn looking its best? Then Clips and Cuts is who you call. We have the knowledge, experience, and passion to create the most beautiful lawns and landscaping for residential and commercial mowing, plus complete landscape installments, landscape design, shrub pruning, and tree trimming. We also specialize in hardscape, offering a variety of patios, retaining walls, water features, and even snow plowing during the winter months. Call Nick Ritchie to schedule your services today.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Are you looking for a solid career, job security, great pay, and rapid advancement? An important role with a global leader that invests in state-of-the-art technology, develops world-class solutions, and is committed to a cleaner tomorrow? Yeah, we have just what you're looking for.
Happy Halloween.
With the laws, and the Minutemen gave it a good effort here tonight, jumping on top early, but the Arrows battled back and fought through a tough start. And let's go through the scoring rundown here. The Arrows started with a 3-and-out and then a 29-yard touchdown pass from A.J. Young to Braden Fogel. Made it 7-0 with 9:26 to go in the first quarter. Ashland went 3-and-out again, and then a 2-yard touchdown run. Mason Green made it 14-0. That was with 3:26 to go in the first quarter. Arrows had a nice drive, got down inside the 10, and then went the wrong direction. Ended up with 4th and goal from the 29 and threw an incomplete pass, so it was 14-0. Lexington gets the ball back, drives downfield. 16-yard touchdown pass, A.J. Young to Braden Fogel 5 seconds into the second quarter, and the Arrows are down 21-0, just like that. And this crowd was stunned in silence. 18-yard touchdown pass, though, from McFrederick to Story with just a minute and a half later after that previous touchdown into the second quarter, and the Arrows started to show some life, 21-7. Then a 3-and-out by Lex, a 66-yard touchdown pass. Bernhardt to Metzger, cut it to 21-14 with 6.5 minutes to go in a second quarter. Another 3-and-out by Lex, and then a 15-yard touchdown pass. Bernhardt to McFrederick. It's all square, 2:17 to go in the first half. But 23-yard touchdown pass, A.J. Young to Crago with 1 minute left in the second quarter. That made it 28-21, and that was your halftime score. Come out in the second half, nobody scores in the third quarter. Nobody scores for almost 5 minutes into the fourth quarter, and then an 88-yard touchdown pass. Bernhardt to McFrederick, 7:21 to go, and it's all square at 28. A 3-yard touchdown run by Landon McFrederick with 3:20 to go in the fourth quarter. Not only gave him a hat trick of a passing, receiving, and running touchdown, but put the Arrows on top for the first time tonight, 35-28. And then the Arrows clinched it with a 15-yard touchdown run by Caden Spots with 2:06 to go in the fourth quarter. And that's where we finished up 42-28. Tony, individual and team stats, what do you got that looks good?
That took forever, Brandon. That was 70 points. That's 10 touchdowns. Yeah, team-wise, Ashland really kind of turned it on that second quarter, and they continued in their third and their fourth quarter. Ashland finishes with 366 yards passing, 46 yards rushing, so they went from -9 to 46. So a pretty good second half of rushing. We were all tied up for total yards between the Lexington Minutemen and the Ashland Arrows. Ashland pulled away, though, finishing with 412 yards of total offense. The one turnover in the red zone, Bernhardt trying to find someone over the middle. One of the Minutemen, a linebacker, DBs, kind of sitting there, kind of picked one off. 8 total penalties for Ashland, kind of a lot of them not even in game, but they were not, after the play, celebration penalties for 75 yards. The Minutemen did a lot of damage through the air, 257 yards passing. A lot of that, Brandon Fago, 151 yards on 11 catches and 2 touchdowns. So give him most of the credit to that. Rushing the ball, Hudson Moore got the bulk of it. 4 turnovers, though. Probably the story of the second half, a stripped fumble and 2 interceptions, one by Landon McFrederick, one late there by, who was the last one? Colton Johnson got the last interception. And then penalties just kind of killed Lexington and really sustained some of the Ashland drives. The pass interference on third downs. Lexington finishes with 11 penalties, 130 yards. Ashland seniors out there celebrating. The band gets a little bit of an encore. The Sweeties out there doing another dance. Seniors going to just kind of linger. Whether you're a football player or a fan, you just kind of soak it in a little bit extra tonight. Freshman Nathan Bernhardt, quarterback, he got the ball to start the game. He had it all night long. He goes 21 for 32, 348 yards, 3 touchdowns, and just that 1 interception, which didn't prove to do a lot of harm. Caden Spots turned it on for 76 rushing yards and that touchdown to kind of seal it late. Johnny Metzger goes for over 1,000 yards this season, over 2,000 for his career. He had 173 yards on 9 catches, another touchdown catch for him on this season. Landon McFrederick, 2 touchdown receptions on 9 catches for 106 yards. Caden Spots, 1 catch, 9 yards. Grayson Story had a touchdown on 3 catches. Ashland is at their best when those 3 or 4 guys are all getting touches. They're all getting looks when Caden's running the ball. Obviously, that's when the things are going well when you're spreading the ball around. So Ashland, like we said, gets a win tonight, seals their playoff spot. We're going to have to wait until later tonight until everyone reports in and we get some final scores to find out how many points Ashland finishes up with. But we'll be on the road traveling somewhere up north or northwest tomorrow or next week on Friday to watch round 1 of OHSAA state tournament.
Somewhere probably not close.
That is correct. Yeah, we are by far the most southeast team in our region. So we are either heading up to Cleveland or over to Toledo, or maybe
Medina.
Maybe Medina. Well, I don't think so. No, Medina's going to be 1 or 2, and we're not going to be 16 or 15.
Probably not. Probably, you never know. I can still root to go to Medina, right?
I mean, whatever you want to do.
Hey, if you're watching on the OH Report, thanks for joining us tonight. We appreciate you tuning in, and stay tuned for the post-game show with their MVP and all of that jazz. It's always good to be linked up with the OH Report. Thanks a lot for joining us. If you're over on the iHeartRadio, thanks for staying with us all night tonight. We've had a one.
Nice look to Denbo. Beautiful behind the back move. Oh my goodness, ankle breaker. And it's the shot. Wow.
Being aggressive and traveling, or he's trapping.
Inside to Holloway. 2-on-2 fast break. Ramsey has it, takes it herself. Off the glass. And Curfew comes back.
Are you looking for a solid career, job security, great pay, and rapid advancement? An important role with a global leader that invests in state-of-the-art technology, develops world-class solutions, and is committed to a cleaner tomorrow? Yeah, we have just what you're looking for.
Need your lawn looking its best? Then Clips and Cuts is who you call. We have the knowledge, experience, and passion to create the most beautiful lawns and landscaping for residential and commercial mowing, plus complete landscape installments, landscape design, shrub pruning, and tree trimming. We also specialize in hardscape, offering a variety of patios, retaining walls, water features, and even snow plowing during the winter months. Call Nick Ritchie to schedule your services today.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, it just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Welcome back. We're here with our Baker's Collision player of the game, Johnny Metzger. Johnny, walk me through that first quarter. It was a tough first quarter for you guys. You couldn't really get the ball moving, and they were capitalizing on everything. Walk me through that first quarter.
So we came out. It's senior night. You know, emotions are running high in the stands, in the field. Everyone's all excited. And we just came out so flat. It's like we came out flat. We had a few 3-and-outs on offense. Couldn't get anything going. Had a few 3-and-outs on offense, and then we kept getting gashed in the run and a few big pass plays. And by the time you look up, it's already 21-zip. It's about 5 minutes left to go in the first. So we got put in a big hole early, but super proud of the way all your guys fought back and came out with the dub.
The second quarter, you guys went on a big run. You ended up tying it up, and then they went up by 7 going into the halves. What was Coach's message at halftime?
So after that first quarter, you know, we had to get some spark going, and Lando threw that big touchdown to Gray that got us kick-started. Defense made a few big stops, and we got some things rolling. And then that drive before half, we kind of just got gashed in the passing game, and they caught a big touchdown down here with about a minute left. So message was just stay calm, stay collective. Our offense was working. We knew that. Most of our stuff was open. So he just said come out in second half, execute. Defense had to be more aggressive, get some stops, and that's exactly what we did.
Whatever Coach Cox did at halftime really worked. Held him to 0 points in the second half. Talk about how much that means to you and your team.
It's awesome. He's been great coming in this year. He's done awesome job working on the fly, especially because those first few drives, just a few of the things just weren't clicking right. We had guys in the wrong gaps. That's why they had such big holes, but he's did amazing all year at just in-game adjustments, got guys in the right spot, and then second half we were flying around, causing some turnovers, making some big plays. So props to him. He's done an amazing job all year.
On offense, Johnny, you had 9 catches for 173 yards and a touchdown. Most of these yards coming in the first half. Second half, they were doubling you up almost the whole game. But you were still able to find your way on defense, causing a fumble and recovering it.
Yeah, so kind of that shift has happened to me once last year. So when I'm playing both sides of the ball, I'm lucky because I can make an impact on the game in a lot of different ways. So when they kind of take you out on offense, kind of like you have that big first half, I kind of just have a mental switch. It's like I know our other receivers. I know Landon, Colt, Gray, Spots. They're gonna go make plays for us. Bernie's gonna get on the ball. So just going out there, I know that if I'm not gonna be the main guy in offense just because I got those guys over me. So I just gotta make an impact some way on defense. So going out there, that's why I have my mindset on it. I made that big strip and recovery that got us in that position to tie the game up.
With that win, that put you guys in the OHSAA playoffs. How's that feel?
It's bitter. It's awesome. It's just you come out here, you don't know if it's going to be your last game or not, and it's just amazing that you get one more week with all the guys and go out. We're not here we got practice up at AU next week, so it's going to be a little change of an environment, but it's amazing just to have one more week with all the boys I've played with since I was 8 years old.
That's your Baker's Collision player of the game, Johnny Metzger. Thanks for watching live and free on the OH Report. I thought you were going to break me and come back.